Now it's time to wake up. Kincade and Salciunas is on the air. Broadcasting live on the Fanatic app and YouTube channel. Here are your hosts, John Kincade and Andrew Salciunas. 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
Yeah, we are here. Good morning. It is Kincade and Salciunas here on 97.5 The Fanatic on a Wednesday morning. Can't believe it's Wednesday already. I don't know. That's for me. I don't know about you guys. I woke up today and said, oh, my God, we've reached hump day already.
Are you kidding me? You felt that this has been a really fast week? Is that?
Yeah.
Really?
Has this been a slow week for you?
Yeah. It feels slow. I don't know.
Yeah, I have better company
slow.
around you, man.
Well, he's got senioritis.
Yeah, exactly. That's probably why he's
Senioritis.
leaving. Yeah.
You know what it is? Is that strange morning routines? Like it's weird living in the corporate housing. Like there's a whole new, me and routine. Whole new drive to work. Whole new routine of like, where's the fridge? Where's the, a tub shower?
And that would make everybody's day longer.
A tub shower.
Yeah, I always forget where my fridge is at.
Dude. I am such a wussy boy.
Is your fridge running?
A tub shower is driving me crazy. Stepping into a tub and having one of those sliding glass doors on the tub is driving me crazy.
Hey.
It's just, it's driving me nuts.
I live with that pretty much my entire life until where I'm at now.
I did. Until the last house.
Somebody's nose is up in the air.
There we go.
Sounds like your house had a lineup
tub
change.
shower. My God.
Man.
Yeah,
brutal.
Phillies win yesterday, man. 8-2. They beat the the fraudulent Fish. They've won 7-0. They've won 8-2. They'll probably get crushed today because there's a certain pitcher on the mound that we'll talk about.
Hey.
But the Phillies win 8-2 last night, and there was a lineup change yesterday.
What is that?
It's something that you're allowed to do.
Oh, you are? I didn't know that.
Well, this was out of necessity because the great Trey Turner is out with the wrist contusion right now. So Don Mattingly said, I have to try to figure out a way to make things different now that my two-hole hitter, who was once a one-hole hitter, is out of the lineup for a couple of games. They faced Tyler Phillips yesterday, Fraud. Mr. Smack Myself in the Face. Did he do that yesterday? Is that why he pitched so poorly? Or did he smack himself too hard that maybe he was dazed and confused walking out of the bullpen? Maybe he hurt his hand smacking his face too much?
I can't believe you.
I don't know.
Rooting against the local guy.
Yeah, because I hate it. Because it's as you always say, performative. It's so performative. I'm going to smack myself out of the face to get myself ready. Yeah, and then you get shelled.
Okay.
4 innings, 6 hits, 8 earned runs yesterday. And the lineup consisted of 3 lefties to start. So what the plan was, all right, right-handed pitcher on the mound. Let's get the best sitting lefties to hit early. And that, of course, includes one of your top 3 vote getters in the National League right now, Brandon Marsh, in the leadoff spot yesterday, which was fascinating because the other day all week we've been talking about Trey Turner. It's Wednesday, but Monday and Tuesday, even before the injury, we were saying, what do you do with this guy? He can't keep batting second.
You mean the worst two-hole hitter in baseball?
Yeah, and he was
of every single franchise in baseball, the worst.
And he was probably the worst leadoff hitter before they made the change.
And he was.
Yeah,
he was. There you go.
But you didn't know who to put up. There was never talk among any of us on this show. I don't think we even got a texter that said it. Why don't you try Brandon Marsh in the leadoff spot?
No, Connor said it one day.
Did you?
Yeah, Connor, you did say it one day. You said who could?
Okay.
No, I remember.
Take the credit.
But
No. Take the credit, brother.
I remember it because Connor said, well, the only other guy you could even consider would be Marsh. You didn't say do it.
Okay, that does sound more like me.
But you said the only other guy you could consider would be Marsh. But why? And you said, but why would you mess with Marsh while he's going so great?
Right, because that's always the fear in baseball.
Correct.
Guys hitting so well, you move them out of the spot they've been hitting at, and then they struggle. But Brandon Marsh gets the nod in the leadoff spot yesterday. He goes 1 for 3 with a walk. He hits a home run yesterday, his 9th of the season. Kyle Schwarber in your 2-hole yesterday, 1 for 2, 2 walks, hits a home run, is Major League leading 25th. Bryce Harper, 3-hole, 0 for 3, but walked and scored a run. Alec Boehm, cleanup spot. We all know that Alec Boehm is a cleanup, power-hitting right-handed bat. We all know that. I've been saying it for years that the dude does not have a pencil bat. He just brings the boom every time he swings it. Alec Boehm, 2 for 4 yesterday with a home run. He had 3 ribbies. And so now you look at a lineup like that and you go, all right, that's interesting. What's going to be interesting moving forward is when Trey Turner returns. Does Don Mattingly put him back in the 1 spot, in the 2 spot? And when they face left-handed pitching, which they will today, What's the lineup?
Well, Turner, we don't know how long it's going to be.
Right.
By the way, the Phillies did late last night. Sanchez Saturday, Wheeler Sunday. So you got a Nola Sanchez Wheeler coming up this weekend. Nola Sanchez Wheeler coming up in the games this weekend against the Mets. But they're set up in this homestand. What do you do? How much do you think they're going to manipulate things based on the opposing starting pitcher in the next few days? Is Marsh just going to sit there? Are they going to mess around with this and every day we're going to have a different top of the lineup? Is Bryce finally going to agree to maybe not bat third, which isn't his preference because he doesn't like it?
He bat third yesterday and it worked.
No, but I mean, is he going to agree to be able to be moved so the manager can do, or is he just going to be able to do what he wants? Are they going to?
Why Bryce Harper caught a stray?
No, I'm saying is because one guy just doesn't want to play somewhere else. Is there going to be? But are we going to see a different lineup every night? Do you believe? Until Turner's back.
No, I would imagine the next time they face a right-handed pitcher, which is not today, you would see this again because it worked. So
okay.
I don't know why they would mix it up. I don't know why all of a sudden Schwarber would bat leadoff and, or Harper would bat leadoff. I don't know why they would all of a sudden change it after a night like last night. So today they face a lefty. We'll see what they do at the top of the order. But I would imagine the next game where there's a right-handed pitcher on the mound, they try this again.
Well, Freddie Peralta then would be that on Saturday. So Freddie Peralta Saturday, you would probably see that because Sean Manaea will start the first game against Nola on tomorrow night.
Okay.
So you probably won't see it then. I'm anxious to see what happens because sometimes hitting's, they say hitting's contagious, right?
Mm-hmm.
So maybe it's just contagious. Maybe it doesn't matter. And by the way, I don't want to hear, and they talked about it on the broadcast last night, which was a very distracted broadcast, but I found it interesting because it's a different thing that they did, the sitting in the stands, which they do, about the three lefties. Oh, you can't do that. You can't do that. The Phillies lineup, you know what you can't do? You can't have the fourth highest payroll in baseball and suck so bad that you've got one of the worst hitting teams in baseball and one of the worst hitting teams in modern franchise history. You can't do that either. So I don't want to hear about, well, you can't have three lefties at the top. Just shut up. Just do something. You can try it. You can try something different.
It might not. It might not work.
Yeah, but what you're doing's not working. So I don't want to hear about, well, you can't do it because it's three lefties. What you're doing's not working. So I don't want to hear that, well, you can't do that because it's three lefties. No, you can because what you're doing's not working. Try something else. Do something different. And if you're telling me that the guys at the top of the lineup absolutely can hit, then this team's screwed anyway.
Well, Marsh faced the lefty yesterday. He strikes out. Schwarber walked, Harper fly out, Bohm ground out, and that was an inning against the lefty.
Yeah,
you had your 1, 2, 3.
There's your scientific evidence. I mean, look, if those guys, then this team.
There is a lot of scientific evidence.
No, but I'm saying then this team is screwed. Then this team's screwed anyway. It doesn't matter what order they're in. They're screwed if those guys can't even give you credible at bats against lefties. They're not going anywhere anyway. So stop worrying about what the book tells you to do and just try something. Try something different. Be creative. And
so would you run out the same lineup today?
I think I might.
You're going against a left-handed pitcher. You'd go Marsh, Schwarber, Harper.
I think I might because I'm not going to sit there and go, well, what we've been doing all year has worked so freaking well. No, it hasn't. Everything they've done has been terrible. This offense is terrible. It is epically bad for the history of the franchise, and that's saying something. This is 1883. We're talking about almost 150-year franchise, and this is one of the worst. With this payroll, I'd try anything. And what, one game's going to screw you up? Try something. Just roll the dice.
I bet you they go Schwarber, Bohm, Harper, Marsh.
Is it any crazier to you than the give-up lineups that they would throw out once or twice, once or four times a month?
I'd rather try something.
I'd rather try something different. Try it and see, especially
could work. Yeah.
Especially with Painter on the mound.
Yeah, that's a great point. This is the perfect day to try it because you've already got the series win over the Marlins. You got Painter on the mound, so you're worried about, hey, do we even really have a chance in this game? So it's a low leverage spot. I would trot out the same lineup, the same top of the lineup, and just test it against the lefty. You're in the sandbox right now against a non-competitive team.
And what if it works? And what if you catch? What if it feels good? and you got guys that get in a little bit of a roll. Then you go into the Mets series and you bury the Mets further, and they start to feel good. And you don't always have to keep it that way. You know that you don't want it to be that way long term, but for now, ride a hot hand.
Yeah,
that's what I would do.
Yeah, and then
but Don doesn't listen to me anymore.
Here's the one problem that the Phillies will continue to face. They are still at their best if Trey Turner is playing well at the top of the order, first or second in the order. Like, that's still when they're at their best because of his speed.
You see it? You see that happening again?
He was the batting champion last year.
Yeah, with
one season ago.
I got you.
I can't say it's done. Like,
it is.
We had a whole offseason conversation about who Bryce Harper is, and Bryce Harper's having a very good season this year.
I think it was, and again, he was number one. I do believe it was the worst batting champion in baseball in.
All right, and the year before he batted 295. So
in like 45 years, it was the worst.
He averaged out 300 over a span of 2 seasons. That's the last 2 seasons. That's,
I got you. I mean, I just don't see him because he's such a net negative in the field. He's
a freaking mess right now.
I don't care about the field though right now. Like,
his bat needs to get going. Yeah,
like the more important thing is you don't have right-handed bats. If a ball's not hit to shortstop, we survive. Like, but he's got to hit.
Yeah, if Trey Turner is hitting, if Trey Turner is Trey Turner, where last year he did not try to hit the ball for power anymore. It was let me just get on base because I have this guy named Kyle Schwarber behind me in the order. That's still when they're at their best. He just needs to figure it out. And, man, has it been a freaking horrible season for him? An absolutely terrible season.
He's killing them.
Yeah,
he's absolutely killing them.
The risk reward of, like, giving Trey Turner as long of an opportunity to figure out as possible, like, you're right. If he doesn't hit, they're screwed. So that's why you need to keep him somewhere relatively up there because you have to find it. Like, you have to give him every opportunity.
I mean, look,
to find
you can put him toward the bottom of the order for a game or two to try to work on his swing a little bit. Like,
but I'm saying at some point, this team needs Trey Turner near the top of the order, hitting at the level that he did the past 2 years, or they're not going to be playoff viable.
Yeah, because you have no right-handed bats. Bohm had a great game yesterday, right? But you need another guy. You need Turner to be able to beat Trey Turner.
I'm floored at. I got to say too, though, is that cautiously optimistic that at what we've seen that Bohm is not horrendous. That Bohm has not been horrendous.
Yeah.
So I'm cautiously optimistic that maybe that is going to stick for a while. So hopefully that'll continue.
Yeah, the fans are taking notice. Second most votes for third baseman in the National League for the All-Star game.
There you go.
All right, so Phillies get the win yesterday. We'll continue to talk about it because Andrew Painter is on the mound today, and we talked about it a couple times this week. To me, this is his final test before he gets sent down. Not sent down for good, not sent down because he stinks. Sent down to clear his head, work on some things because I don't think it's beneficial to a young kid that has all these expectations to get just rocked every time he goes out there. But we also have Eagles on the table because Eagles have been a big talking point this week. Obviously, the Jalen Hurts story that came out 2 days ago, we reacted to it a lot yesterday, and it changed what we were going to do yesterday. Yesterday morning, we were going to talk about the patience level with the Eagles offense, whether or not we will have it this season. And so we're going to get into that today. And it's amazing, right, John? Because the last couple of years when we've had this conversation, I've hated it. Like, I've despised having this conversation. Should we be patient with the Eagles offense? And I've wanted to rip Connor's head off because Connor's Mr. Let's be patient, let's be patient, let's be patient.
And last year, it was harder to rip Connor's head off because he was joined by Andrew Tcheka.
Yeah, I wanted to rip Andrew's head off. He beat the crap out of me, but I wanted to rip his head off, too.
The only thing is he beat the crap out of both of us at the same time.
Yeah, problem is we were patient all season long.
And it was ridiculous.
They freaking sucked.
Correct.
This year, I'm actually open to having the conversation.
Okay, when you say open to it, because I want to know what that actually means, because I will sometimes tell my wife I'm open to a conversation, and I'm really not.
Well, this time
she's not listening, so I'll consider it, and I'm like, I'm really not.
This time the offense is actually different. It's not, hey, Patullo's been here, so he knows what worked for us last year. Oh, by the way, we have 10 of 11 returning starters.
You believe in the plan.
Yes.
You believe
this one, yeah.
You believe in the guy that they've hired, that they went through a process, and the guy that they hired might actually be credible in the job.
Yeah, whereas last year I didn't, and I wasn't going to be patient with Kevin Patullo. Like, I needed to see it early. They also didn't have in terms of patience, last year they had 10 of 11 starters. Like, even if Patullo had growing pains, they were the only team that had that many players returning on offense. And by the way, the one returning, the non-returning starter was Tyler Steen, who did start games this Super Bowl year for Mekhi Becton. Mekhi Becton mixed 1 or 2 games or something. I forget. Steen did play the year they won the Super Bowl. But this year, man, not only do you have the new OC, shocker, Jalen Hurts is the new offensive coordinator in his tenure of playing football, period, because I can't even say the Philadelphia Eagles. He had it throughout college as well. You now have a new wide receiver 1, same name, but he's got a new role, Devontae Smith, WR1. You now have a new wide receiver 2 through 4. You have Dontavian Wicks, who has not been here, Mekhi Lemon, who has not been here, and then you're going to have your competition of Hollywood Brown and Elijah Moore and Johnny Wilson's getting. Wilson's getting a crack at it.
All those guys can't make the team.
No, not all of them can. But you're going to have. It's going to be a new mix of wide receivers 2 through 4. You have a new second tight end in Eli Stowers, who you would imagine they're going to want to get going also because he's going to eventually replace Dallas Goedert. The offensive line is the same, but they're coming back, I would hope, differently this year. So for the first time, I'm actually open to saying, all right, maybe we should be a little patient because there's a lot of newness to this Eagles offense. Still a lot of talent, but a lot of newness. Last year, I refused to have that conversation. I had to for show purposes. This year's the first time I'll consider it.
Okay, I think that's fair of you that you'll consider it. I like the process again. That the Eagles went through an actual process this year and didn't just let Nick Sirianni hire one of his bros and say, this guy deserves to get a job. They actually made people compete for a job, and they hopefully hired a good one. So I'm already optimistic about that part of the process. I like the approach that they're taking because I've gone dork boy of watching Green Bay offense. If I watch any more Matt LaFleur watching Matt LaFleur YouTube videos, I will be cross-eyed. I'm enjoying what I'm seeing. And I can picture I'm trying to do DeSheko-ish. I'm going, okay, which Eagles here, which Eagles there, which Eagles work? And Connor gave an answer the other day about Dallas Goedert saying the touchdown number and saying Dallas Goedert for team leading touchdowns, and I went with Saquon Barkley. You did? Oh, you were Dallas Goedert?
All right, he got his Brandon Marsh credit.
Okay, well,
let me bask in the glory here a little bit.
You could have Dallas Goedert.
I'll share 50-50. I mean, it's a coin flip of which way I would go. Watching how they use those.
Yeah, man. Tucker Kraft, I think, had the second most receiving touchdowns for the Packers last year, and he played 8 games.
It's going to be fun. It is going to be fun. That's all I'll tell you.
Yeah.
We're going to have a good time.
So, Connor, you've been Mr. Patience the last couple of years. Some people call you the most level-headed person on the show, except when it comes to the Phillies. Not very level-headed there. But when it comes to the Eagles, you are very, all right, let's see how it goes. I quite literally hated you last year when you were spitting that, just nonsense. What are you going to do this year? Are you going to be Mr. Patient this year with the Eagles offense?
We brought this up a little bit last week when you were out. I'm going to be less patient this year than I was last year.
Now, this is where I waited. By the way, Connor, I did not tell him. We did not do the show before the show. I knew it was coming, and I wanted to see your reaction.
Are you like freaking Hulk Hogan turning heel or something? Right? Yo, brother, I'm going to now be lack of patience, brother.
No.
What happened to you?
We just have completely opposite philosophies on when you should be patient with a team. Like, if I have questions, I need to see it quicker. If I have less questions, I believe it's going to be figured out. With the way the schedule sets up,
What? But you were not as patient about the defense last year. I had no questions about the defense, except for edge rusher.
Yeah. My thing...
They were so good.
I know. Here's what it is with this season. When you're looking at the start of their schedule, you got Commanders, Titans right off the rip. I need to see them come out hot. Because if you do not have it figured out in those first 2 weeks, then I'm going to see where you go after that, like Chicago, L.A., and Jacksonville. You're going to be behind the 8 ball early. Like, that's a stretch that I need you firing on all cylinders for. Because I don't think if you don't have it worked out against Washington and Tennessee, I don't want them flying by the seat of their pants into week 5 with that stretch. That will be a really tough time to learn on the fly. So I need you ready. I'm cutting down my patience because normally I'm a 4 weeks guy. It's 2 weeks this year, if that.
Here's what I don't get, though, is last year they were the defending Super Bowl champions. They were like,
yeah, I know.
You were the defending Super Bowl champions. This year you're coming off an absolute abomination of a season where they struggled all year long. They pooped themselves in a home playoff game. And he's going to offer more patience this year. I didn't tell you. I
No, he doesn't offer as much patience
I
this
kept
year.
it a secret.
I'm offering more patience.
I'm offering less.
That's unbelievable.
I don't understand it, but I waited. Connor, I waited for the natural reaction. I kept it a secret.
My brain is an enigma.
Yeah, you just did a heel turn.
That's one word for it.
It's unbelievable.
That's one word for it. I hope that you know how like the ex-NFL players want to donate their brains? I hope you do. Hope you do. Hope you donate it because I'd love to have it studied.
All right, coming up next.
I won't be around to see the results, but I'd love to find out.
We can check the text line. So here's your two topics. Phillies, before we get to the Andrew Painter conversation. Phillies, do you say screw the analytics, screw the numbers? This lineup worked yesterday against a right-handed pitcher with Marsh, Schwarber, Harper, 3 straight lefties to start. Do you just roll it out there again against the lefty?
I wonder what people are if they're going to agree with me and just say, just do it again.
Yeah, screw the numbers, do it.
But the numbers tell you that
Curious?
the analytics say.
Oh, that's also just baseball. But curious what people say about it.
The book says you got to do it.
Well, if Don Mattingly does it, are you going to do that voice?
Yeah, I'm going to do it because I've been critical of Don this week. You want me to give more criticism of Don?
You made me sick this morning. We'll talk about that
later. He had some
later.
fun with that. Yeah.
And then Eagles.
Made you sick. Your boy got criticized.
Will you be patient with the offense to start the season? I'm usually very anti. This year I'll consider it. Connor's usually very patient. This year he's not as so.
Oh, boy.
What is happening?
This is going to be fun.
Kincade Salciunas coming up next. Saquon Barkley. Speaking of the Eagles, he stood up for his head coach. You'll hear some of that about Nick Sirianni next here on The Fanatic.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
Another rout for the Phils. I'm Connor Thomas. The Phillies hammered the Marlins again last night. 8-2 the finals. They jumped all over Tyler Phillips. All 8 runs were surrendered by Phillips, including homers from Brandon Marsh, Kyle Schwarber, and Alec Bohm. Jesus Luzardo also went 7 full, striking out 9 and allowing only 2 runs. Kyle Schwarber talked after the game with the NBC Sports Philadelphia TV crew about the offensive improvement and the turnaround this year.
We knew the group that we have, and we weren't playing the way that we wanted to, but we knew that we had to keep coming to work every single day, and we knew the tides would turn. It's not just going to happen. That's a lot of hard work that goes into it, too. To be where we're at, it's definitely rewarding.
Game 3 is today at 1:05 p.m. as the Phils go for the sweep. Andrew Painter on the mound against Sandy Alcantara. Some injury updates for the Phils. Trey Turner could be back in the lineup today as he could potentially return from his wrist injury. Reliever Brad Keller, though, was placed on the 15-day injured list with forearm tendonitis, another blow for the Phillies bullpen. The Flyers changed backup goalies yesterday via trade with the Leafs. Philly acquired Joseph Woll and Simone Benoit for Samuel Urson and Emile Andre in a third-round draft pick. Both the NHL and NBA drafts are next week. Zach Berman of The Athletic joins us coming up at 8:05. Danny Briere will join us at 9:05. I'm Connor Thomas for the home of the Sixers, Flyers, and Union. 97.5 The Fanatic and the Fanatic app.
With Lamar, it's changed. You're right. He's won the MVP and he's never made a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And Lamar's not 25 years old, right? Josh Allen, as far as I'm concerned, needs to start getting criticized. Because if you're going to hold everybody to the same standard, then guess what? Josh, you haven't been to a Super Bowl. It can't be the team's fault every time. Joe Burrow took a terrible organization to the Super Bowl, right? So Joe Burrow, just by going to a Super Bowl, kind of gets checked off that list. It's like, all right, you're not in the same – no, like Justin Herbert. What are we doing here? Justin Herbert's not in this rookie contract.
Nope.
Justin Herbert's lost how many big games?
A lot.
A lot, right? Is it all his fault? It doesn't matter if it's all his fault. It doesn't matter. It's the quarterback. And Justin Herbert, how many playoff games has Justin Herbert won? Has he? Has he won one?
Didn't he just win one?
I think he won one.
I know he threw a bunch of interceptions in that one game against Houston. That was a loss, obviously. And I think last year he was able to get a win, right? Let me pull that up.
All I'm saying is, at what point do these quarterbacks start getting criticized? Lamar Jackson's fair game. He's not winning the big game. That's a good organization. Now they have a new head coach coming in, and I like Lamar. The dude just needs to get to a Super Bowl. Period.
He hasn't won one.
He hasn't won. Are you crazy? And when people talk about Justin Herbert nationally, oh my God, Justin Herbert, what a great quarterback, what a great player. Even the one time we were talking about him on the air. After he lost the playoff game, it was like, oh, that's the offensive line. Okay, sure.
Yeah.
But where are the details on Jalen Hurts? The only details we worry about are Jalen Hurts. Lamar Jackson gets a little bit of it.
You know the saying up the creek
Without a paddle?
Yeah. I love how everybody's like, go get Mike Trout, go get this guy, go get that guy, go get Christian Walker. What the hell are you going to trade for him?
Well, then that leads me to my next question for you.
Unbelievable.
When you look at their top 10 prospects,
yep.
Talking about the Phillies, Aiden Miller's still ranked number 1, although he's hurt. And number 2, quickly rising up the ranks, is Gage Wood. Would either one of those guys be untouchable for you at this deadline if it meant you could get that impact outfielder? Would you trade Gage Wood? Would you trade Aiden Miller? Because here's where I am, Ricky, before you answer. Mm-hmm. I'm very concerned about the future of the Philadelphia Phillies, right? I'm very concerned that the farm system has been depleted. But at the same time, I don't believe it's going to be Gage Wood that's going to make or break this team 3 or 4 years from now. Because guess what happens 3 or 4 years from now? You got a lot of old guys on this team. And so you need to go all in now because it's your best chance in the next 5 years. If they don't go all in at this deadline and do everything possible to fix this lineup or fix the back end of the bullpen before Duran, maybe even get another starter, you're not going to win a World Series. And if you don't win a World Series this season, there could be a lockout next year. You might not have Zach Wheeler in 2028. Harper's going to be 2 years older. Schwarber's going to be 2 years older. Realmuto's going to be 2 years older. Trey Turner's going to be 2 years older. Like, you see where if you don't do it this year, the future does not look bright for the Philadelphia Phillies, and you don't have any prospects that are coming to save the day. So it's weird because I'm not sure, even if they go out at the deadline and they get an impact bat in the outfield or they get another reliever, that they're even going to be good enough to beat the Dodgers at that point. But I think you are forced, if you're Dombrowski, to at least try.
Should the Phillies trade for Mike Trout? Should the Phillies trade for Scooble? Because you know what? Here, kids, the Phillies don't have what it takes to get either player. Spoiler alert, they don't have the quality of talent that it would take to get the two most sought-after players that could be available at the trade deadline. Now, there will be a lot of gas bags in this market. Hopefully they're not in this building that will tell you, oh, they should go get Scooble. They should go get Mike Trout. They can't get Mike Trout. Here's the reason. The Phillies have problems right now. Can they go to their minor league system and go get some top prospects? Somebody to call up that everybody would say, hey, this could solve a problem? Andrew was just talking about it. Hell no.
Coming up at 10, Middays with Marks. Now more of Kincade and Salciunas.
97.5 The Fanatic and the Fanatic app.
This hour of Kincade and Salciunas is presented by Bradford White Water Heaters. Bradford White, they're here for the pro.
It is 6:30 here on Kincade and Salciunas, 97.5 The Fanatic. Phils with a nice win last night, 8-2. A little bit of a different lineup. 3 straight lefties, Marsh, Schwarber, Harper. Would you do that again today against a left-handed pitcher? Do you say screw the numbers, screw the analytics? And it's not just analytics. I mean, you make the dork boy voice like it's baseball, right? Like I would imagine the oldest of baseball guys, Bobby Cox, rest in peace, would say, yeah, batting 3 straight lefties probably isn't the best idea.
Oh, no, it's probably not the best idea. I'm not debating that. It's probably not. But when you do it by the traditional way and you stink and you're awful and you're one of the worst teams in baseball, it is okay to try something different that you saw worked. So try something again.
Well,
see if it works.
We'll see if they give it a shot.
Give it
today.
a shot. Because when what you're doing isn't working, you keep doing it. That's the stupidity.
Just because the old baseball book tells us this is the way we do it. This is the way we do it. We've been doing this way
So
for
you
a
keep
long
doing
time.
the voice.
Because here's
I
what
bet
Andrew,
you Don Mattingly would say that too.
But Andrew, here's what I would tell you is, and as a student of the business world, I will tell you is, the number one reason that businesses fail, number one, Business 101, is that success. The number one reason that successful businesses fail is they say, this is the way we've always done it.
All right, hold on.
Every one of them put it. Is baseball, it took forever for baseball to evolve.
Yes, it is.
Why has baseball had a rebirth in the last 5, 6 years?
Well, they evolved.
They've started to evolve. They've gone
the sport itself.
And what were they? And what did they do? They let football pass them. They let football pass them because you see, you look at it like glazed over. Like there was a time when baseball was so far ahead of the NFL in this country. In my lifetime, when baseball, no one even would have believed you if you told them, because baseball said, "This is the way we've always done it. We don't try new things." People love baseball. You got to try new things. It's okay to go, we got 162 of these. Let's try some different stuff.
All right, so if I was able to direct these lights just all on you and it made it really bright on just you.
I don't like bright. But
John Kincade, if the lineup comes out today and it's not Marsh, Schwarber, Harper, like it was last night against a left-hand pitcher.
And they suck?
Well, no.
Lineup,
Lineup comes out at game's at 1 o'clock, so it comes out at 11:30?
It'll come out, probably 10 o'clock.
Are you going to be upset and or angry?
No, I'm not going to be angry or upset. I'm just going to be like, same old, same old. I'm going to be like, Don, same old, same old.
I won't. Yeah.
I'll be like this.
I won't have a reaction to it.
I'll be like,
say,
no. I'll just be like, no, Don's just doing things, same old, same old.
I'd say Don's doing what baseball's been doing.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to say. That's what he's doing. He's going same old, same old.
You crack me
He's not
up.
trying anything different. He's not willing to try something different. Why not try something different?
Last night, and they won.
Exactly. Then do it again. See what happens. Who cares if it's 3 lefties in a row?
Oh, man.
Try something.
All right. Also, Eagles, are you going to be more patient with the offense to start the season? I've never said that over the last 3 years. This year, I am considering it because you do have more than just a new OC. There's a lot of moving parts. You have Devontae Smith, different role. No more A.J. Brown. You have a new wide receiver 2, 3, and 4. You have a new tight end 2. There's a lot of new options, exciting options. Like, I'm excited for the options that they have, but I understand there might be some growing pains, especially with, again, a first-time play caller in Sean Mannion. A lot different than Kevin Patullo because he's actually played the sport at the quarterback position and has studied to be here at this spot. But we'll see how that plays out. But there was an interesting article yesterday from Mike Silver, who covers the NFL for The Athletic, and he did a one-on-one with Nick Sirianni. And
by the way, it was a really good piece.
No, it was. It was really,
and it was nice because Mike Silver wasn't trolling bikini pictures of women on the internet. So he took time to write a really good piece. That was really, really good.
That's good.
It was a nice piece.
The one-on-one with Sirianni, I do like even though Sirianni's talked about a lot in terms of his personality and how he acts on the sidelines and everything, Silver basically asked him, hey, are you ever going to, change who you are as a person, right? We all mature as we get older. Some of us do. Not this guy next to me.
Telling you.
That's why I'm the 30-year-old senior
Please,
citizen. This
pop
guy's
up.
a teenager.
Pop up.
Sirianni responded with, F that. You've got to be you, especially in leadership roles, because otherwise people are going to see through it. I'm at work way more than I am at home. I can't possibly carry a facade of being somebody else for going on 6 years of a job. I'd have to be the best actor in the world. I'd be a better actor than Joey Tribbiani on Friends. Probably doesn't take much.
That's the bar for best actor.
I don't think Matt LeBlanc is his bar for a great actor.
Great pitcher in that movie. Was it a monkey? Did he have the monkey?
The baseball and the monkey, right?
Yeah. Is it Ed? Is that what?
If Matt LeBlanc is his idea of a great actor, it sort of sums up Nick Sirianni that I would believe he'd answer that. That's good.
So look, that's great and all that he dropped that line in the story. But what was really interesting, Silver also spoke with Saquon Barkley. And here we are again, another season of preparing for Eagles football in the summer, where the Nick Sirianni respect/appreciation/credit conversation comes up. This time, Saquon Barkley, quote, he doesn't get enough credit at all, in my opinion. I don't get why he doesn't. What is he doing in real time? It's legendary. And, of course, the legendary talk is the record that he has had, fifth highest all-time winning percentage, not to start a career, period. Fifth highest percentage of all time.
He now has pitched. He now has played enough. Yeah, that as a coach,
Super Bowl champion,
right.
two-time NFC champion.
Yes,
and it's incredible because this is coming off of a day where we talked a lot about Jalen Hurts, where even though their roles are totally different, their careers are pretty much aligned. Hurts just got into the NFL 1 year earlier when he was drafted.
Got to start 4 games or 3 games?
4 games at the end of the year when Carson Wentz got benched. But pretty much, Hurts and Sirianni are aligned, and we talk about. Man, why doesn't Hurts get the credit? Look at the record. Look at everything that he's accomplished in the playoffs. He's a Super Bowl winner, Super Bowl MVP. Other than MVP, the same can be said about Nick Sirianni, right? All this guy does is win. They've been to 2 Super Bowls. They won a Super Bowl. And yet there's still a perception on what does he do around here. And I think it's a totally fair conversation, especially with the common fan.
Okay. The common fan, it's fair.
We don't I don't know what he does on a daily basis.
We know, and
I feel like I'm a little bit more in tune, but I don't know what his meetings are like.
By the way, no media
Monday through Saturday.
No media member who's in the building every day knows, but what they can do is they can talk to people like Saquon.
Sure, exactly.
They know more than we do, and we know more than the average fan does. But I had the realization yesterday listening to Saquon that I think I said, John, put your listening ears on. Because Saquon Barkley is saying something, and I'm not a Nick Sirianni detractor, but I am somebody who wonders how much he actually has, just benefited from the situation that he's fallen
It's
into.
hard not to, right? Again, fair is
correct.
To me, fair is fair. I think it's unfair to use some of these reasons to try to take away from a person like Jalen Hurts. I think it's unfair that he didn't pick these players.
And all great players play on all great teams have great players.
Right. So
I don't
Jalen Hurts is only one because of all this. Well, okay.
Great, Tom Brady's had great players.
Sure.
You play on great teams. And Tom Brady benefited from Bill Belichick.
Right.
Tom Brady benefited from – there's all kinds of stuff that can be used. But as far as –
And by the way, Bill Belichick benefited from Tom Brady.
Yes, when I hear Saquon Barkley, though, when I hear him say it, it says to me John, you need to at least give the man, by benefit of the doubt, more respect than you do. And I think I give him a good amount of respect because I'm not a detractor of I don't consider myself a detractor in any way of Sirianni. I'll question things that he does, but I'm not a detractor. But hearing him talk, I go, okay, this has come up enough that it bothers Saquon.
Well, and so it
bothers him, obviously.
I'll talk to Saquon here, and this is not me trying to be Sirianni hater. All right, I promise. Hold the music for a second, Connor. I'll talk to Saquon. This is why. This is why he doesn't get enough credit.
Okay.
Is anybody giving Nick Sirianni credit for a percentage of the defense?
No, because he doesn't have any expertise on defense, and he tells you that.
Maybe one guy.
What's been the
Sirianni love?
What's been the better side of the ball the last 2 seasons?
It's absolutely
the defense. So it's Vic Fangio and it's Howie for selecting the players in the draft. It's Vic Fangio for seeing Zach Bond as an inside linebacker that nobody else did.
Okay, nobody saw that coming, and that's all.
So defense has gotten the majority of the credit the last 2 seasons, and Nick Sirianni has nothing to do with the defense. When it comes to the offense, the year they win the Super Bowl, it was with an offensive coordinator that we felt comfortable with. Last year,
it was a responsible offensive coordinator that, because Nick can't do it.
And that's why. I'm not trying to be a douche.
No, you're not. You're not.
But Saquon, that's why. To answer Saquon's question when he goes, I don't know why he doesn't get enough credit. Because from the outside, it is hard not to go, what does he bring to the table? From the inside, Saquon, you're probably right. The meetings, the attention to detail in practice is something that we've been hearing about since he started here.
I've been told his attention to detail the night before, like leading up to games, the night before games.
Yeah.
That his prep is awesome. Like it's not just the rah-rah speech. It's look at what Dallas does. Look at that he's they're really, really good. And the way he presents it to the team is really, really good.
So Saquon's going to say, you don't know what you're talking about. And I'll go, okay, but this is why. I'll just tell you why he doesn't get enough credit.
That's why I say to Saquon, you need to tell us more of what he does. You need to tell us more. You need to give us more of what he does. But it did make me pause a little bit to say, sometimes we are too dismissive of it. But my biggest one is the fact that we never get to, is the fact that he can't do anything to run the offense. He can't do anything to run the defense. And if I hear one more time about Harbaugh or if I hear about Mike Tomlin, if you're comparing them to two, it's not a fair comparison because you're comparing him to two guys that you already saw do different things. As a assistant coach, you saw them do things on the sidelines that you have not seen Nick Sirianni. No one knew Nick Sirianni as an assistant coach before he got hired.
Because he wasn't even doing the play calling in Indianapolis.
No one saw. You saw John Harbaugh was a known commodity in the NFL as an assistant coach when he was a special teams coach. Every single game you saw him. Every single game people knew him. They talked about him being a future head coach. And so, there's nothing with the same.
So that's why, Saquon. So here's the deal. 3 topics now for you to answer. Do you want the 3 straight lefties, even against a left-handed pitcher today?
I think most people would.
How patient will you be with the offense to start the season? And should Nick Sirianni, here we go again, get more credit? Saquon Barkley doesn't understand why he doesn't get enough credit. I just told Saquon, I know he's listening.
Explain to us.
Why he doesn't get the credit he thinks he should get. But do you believe Nick Sirianni deserves more credit? 610-632-0975. We check the Davis Honda text line next. Also, Flyers made some news. Crazy first hour. A lot to get into. We talk about that next year on The Fanatic.
Okay, make your downtime fun time. Get the BetParks app. Download it today. You know what? I'm going to miss the BetParks app when I don't have access to it because you only have access to it in Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Michigan, or Maryland. So unless I take a job there, I'm going to be out with it. Because the BetParks app has become part of my life. Because when I'm watching sports, I know that I've got the BetParks Sportsbook app right there in the palm of my hand. And right now, you've got World Soccer right there every single night, and you can have it right there on your phone. Plus, you can live bet Philadelphia baseball, And you also have had opportunities to be able to bet individual player performances, which is fun. If you like the thrill of a casino, you've also got that right there with all the great casino games right there in the palm of your hand. And new online casino users can get up to $500 in casino bonus back in your first 24 hours. The BetParx online casino and sportsbook app, there's always another way to win. That casino bonus has got to be wagered. Look, you're going to have fun anytime you go to the Parx Casino, but the Parx Casino is great, but having that BetParx app, hey, you got it. It's portable. If you have a gambling problem, please call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Got something?
It looks like the picked-over shelves at a Giant the day before a blizzard. They got nobody. Nobody's coming to save the day from the minor league system. There is nothing coming to help the problem. So if you don't have prospects that are ready to come up and ready to help you at the major league level, how do you think you are going to be able to get one of the top pitchers on the market or top players on the market? Especially one of the top players on the market who has every opportunity in his entire career to come here and play and has rejected it. Could have found his way here on his own and rejected it. Would rather play in anonymity in the shadow of Disneyland. No. What it is the Phillies don't have it. You know who does? The Dodgers, the Braves, the Yankees, other franchises who are contenders that are right now, by the way, teams that are better.
First of all, starting the tweet with "sorry Philly fans," like, what are you sorry about? Like, what do we need to be sorry about? Like, the New York Knicks fans who looked like absolute trash half of this finals, and I know it's not all of them, half of this finals doing the stuff they were doing in the streets, beating people up, doing all this ridiculous stuff. That, number one, we're supposed to feel good for them? Or how about the fans that came down to Xfinity Mobile Arena and they chanted bleep and bead as loud as they possibly could every single time they were in the building? We're supposed to feel good for them? And then even if they didn't do any of that stuff, even if they were the greatest fans in the world, we're Philadelphia. That's New York. New York looks down on this city. They've always looked down on this city. They've always accused us of being a second-rate city. We're supposed to feel good? Oh, but poor Knicks fans. They've waited since 1973, and if you don't appreciate that, you don't like sports. Get the hell out of here with that. I'm not going to feel good for these ridiculous Knicks fans. Do you think those Knicks fans felt good for Philadelphia in Super Bowl 52? Were they out on the street saying, wow, look how united the city of Philadelphia is. Yay, Philly. Yay. Come on with that stuff. Get out of here. And every fan is coming at Sealski, and they're right. Like, don't lecture the city of Philadelphia. With what we've had to put up with from New York, we're now supposed to be, yay, Knicks fans. Like, I appreciate what Brunson did and Josh Hart and Karl Anthony Towns and OG Anunoby. Like, I feel good for the players. I feel good for the players. They deserved it. They earned it. They're a likable team.
Here in a moment, you can text the show 610-632-0975. Check out the Davis Honda people. They're great. Burlington. They're the
really
best.
Nice people.
Oh, yeah, they're awesome. When we hung out with them at the Sixers game,
a lot of fun.
It was a great time.
I would like to make it a goal that Carlos the Civic gets retired. You know, so I mean, I think a nice new Honda or a used Honda would be great.
I would take it.
Because I'm worried about it that one day, Connor, he just stops at a light and the rust that holds it together just sort of falls apart.
I might
then he gets another one.
I might keep it in the garage, and that'll be Coop's first car. So
No,
I
well,
pass it down.
You're not putting that kid in that car.
Generation to generation.
You're not putting that kid in that car.
His son and his son's son.
No, that thing won't hold together.
It'll be a classic by then.
Hell
Worth
yeah.
a lot of money.
It's a
dude, hell
classic.
yeah,
it's
man.
a classic now, Connor.
It's only 13 years old.
It's a classic. It looks like it's off the set of.
only 13.
It looks like something off the set of Boys in the Hood.
Nah, baby.
I mean, it could be like it's really nah.
Baby's still kicking.
Nah.
All right. Flyers news. Flyers make a trade yesterday. A lot of people just like, wait,
I
what?
couldn't believe it.
Popped up out of nowhere because the NHL draft is in 9 days. So if you were thinking that the Flyers would make a move, you would probably think it was on draft day. But it happened 10 days before the NHL draft. They trade away Sam Ersson, who we talked about a lot last year, 2 totally different ways. First half of the season, it was, oh, my God, this guy sucks. Because anytime Vladar wasn't in net, it wasn't.
Until the second half of the season.
Right. We talked about it 2 different ways. When Vladar wasn't in net, it wasn't just, all right, Vladar gave up 1 goal and Ersson would give up 2. It would be, all right, this is Taijuan Walker. There's going to be a 5 spot for the other team. Vladar's just getting the night off. And then the second half of the season, he played really well.
He was actually, there was a time where he was playing better than Vladar when Vladar was sinking a little bit, had a little bit of a lull, and he won some really big games for them.
Yeah, no, it was good.
But it's a upgrade.
And they also trade away defenseman, what, Emil Andre?
Very good.
Yes.
Emil Andre. Yes, very good on your part. Andre wasn't going to work here. It wasn't working. I don't believe it was working. And I know nothing about the defenseman that they got, and anybody who tries to give you some big breakdown of the defenseman they got probably
Simon Benoit?
Yeah, guess what? They may know how to pronounce his name, unlike Messi, but they will now tell you that they know about him. I talked to an NHL executive from a rival team yesterday. Says, can't tell you much on him, but I can tell you this. He told me flat out, Danny won that trade. He said he hates to do win-loss on trades. He said Danny won that trade.
Oh, I like that. That's good.
Because he said the Flyers' backup goalie situation just got considerably better, and I will quote this person, and this person is an ex-NHL goaltender.
Oh, how about that?
Oh, what do you think Danny's doing to celebrate today?
Joining us at 9:05 this morning.
That's really good.
He said, I want to celebrate by going on Kincade and Salciunas.
Smart man.
He says
they get Joseph Wall, by the goaltender they got in return.
Wool, and it's Wool, yes. Like not Wool, Wall, very good. But he is that the Flyers' backup goaltender situation got considerably better, is what I was told yesterday. So that's good.
That's good. I
like hearing that, right?
Yeah. So good job by Danny, and can't wait to celebrate with him at 9:05.
I don't know why Toronto moved on from him, but
I saw a lot of Toronto people saying why.
Yeah, because it doesn't make sense because they took it in the shorts. I mean, in that deal.
Yeah.
That's they didn't get better.
Go Flyers. All right, what do we got on the Davis Honda text line this morning, Connor?
So we have people checking in on all of our big questions for the day. So we'll start with the patience conversation. Chris from Morrisville says, I agree with Connor. You start the season against weaker teams. They need to come out of the gate playing efficiently. We can't be playing catch-up on the offensive end going into the Bears and Rams because those could be important games come end of year for seeding.
Okay. Was he always a patience guy is a question of mine.
Yeah, and
because you're usually Mr. Patience, and now all of a sudden you're not as patient. Whereas I'm usually always screw the patience. They have so much money allocated to the offense.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't care about new OCs. They have so much to do. Last year they had 10 of 11 starters, but this year it is different. And so that's why I'm more open to the conversation.
Why
what
all
happens?
of a sudden, what are we being patient about? This team's loaded. Like, why are we having patience?
Here's the general, and we'll get more into this as the show goes on, but here's the thought. Because they better be right. They're changing a lot. And they have a lot on the line this year.
And that's
they
why,
better be right.
So yesterday, I should have mentioned it when we brought up the topic today. Yesterday, before we got into the Jalen Hurts discussion,
okay,
I said to you guys, there's one person where there won't be as much patience for. And I'm not saying for me. I'm saying I know how this city goes.
Right.
And it's Jalen Hurts.
No.
And if Jalen doesn't look, I'm not saying perfect.
Crisp.
the noise will get louder. Not noise like bench him for Tanner McKee or Andy Dalton.
Oh, no, there will be some dopes that'll come with that.
Of course there will be. But there will be.
And you'll be dealing with them.
There will be noise of, they got rid of AJ. His number one target's not here anymore. The last 2 years, now that I think about it, the passing offense hasn't been all that good, and it's not been a great start now. It would be pretty loud if he comes out the gate not crisp, to use your word.
I think that's fair. I think it's fair there would be. Look, if they're not 2-0, looking good with a home win against the Commanders and a win against the Titans on the road, if they're not 2-0, there's going to be mayhem.
Yeah.
It's not going to be well received. But crisp is the word.
Yeah.
Remember that word. Write it down. Crisp. Crisp. Want a crispy start to the season.
Big Cocoa Crisp fan.
We call them chips here.
All right, coming up. So we have like
Lionel or Little?
We have like 70 topics.
We do. This is the craziest it's ever been.
And we'll run through all of them again coming up next if you're just tuning in. But also, today's a major test. And I'm going to call it a final. Not a major test. I'm going to call it a final.
Wow.
For one man. And you know what? After the way the Phillies have played the last 2 games, all eyes are on this one man.
Whoa.
It's Kincade and Salciunas right here, 97.5 The Fanatic.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
Phillies crushed the Fish again. I'm Connor Thomas. The Phillies hammered the Marlins again last night, 8-2 the final. They jumped all over Tyler Phillips from the start. All 8 runs were surrendered by Phillips in his start for the Marlins, including homers from Brandon Marsh, Kyle Schwarber, and Alec Bohm. Jesus Luzardo went 7 full, striking out 9 and allowing only 2 runs. Don Mattingly talked about Luzardo cruising along.
No, this was good. I think 21 to 28, first pitch strikes. A little bit like Wheels last night. We were able to score early, and from there, kind of cruising along to the 1 inning there. He gives up the homer.
Game 3 is today at 1:05 p.m. as the Phils go for the sweep. Andrew Painter on the mound facing off against Sandy Alcantara. Some injury updates for the Phils. Trey Turner could be back in the lineup today with a wrist injury that he could return from. Reliever Brad Keller placed on the 15-day injured list yesterday with forearm tendonitis. The Flyers changed backup goalies yesterday via trade with the Maple Leafs. Philly acquired Joseph Woll and Simone Benoit for Sam Ersson, Emile Andre, and a third-round pick. Both the NHL and NBA drafts are next week. We're going to talk to Danny Briere about that trade today at 9:05. Zach Berman of The Athletic joins us at 8:05. This update is brought to you by Bank of America, sponsor of the FIFA World Cup 2026, dedicated to offering solutions to help businesses meet their goals. bankofamerica.com/game changers. I'm Connor Thomas for the home of the Sixers, Flyers, and Union, 97.5 The Fanatic and The Fanatic.
To sit here and lecture the Philadelphia fans that we're supposed to feel good for the Knicks fans? Come on, Mike.
So let's do that. Now, Andrew Salciunas has the day off today. It is not because of a clip that went viral from our show last week about Jalen Hurts. He's got regular vacation, but he was getting ripped because he said his number one question for the Eagles this year is about Jalen Hurts' performance at the quarterback position with the change in offense, Sean Mannion now taking over. What is your evaluation of that? Is that your number one question?
My number one question for this team this year would be if the offensive line can stay healthy and hold up. And it's not a very sexy question, right? Like, if the offensive line isn't healthy, we can't get Landon Dickerson and Cam Jurgens and Lane Johnson back to health. I don't care what plays Sean Mannion's calling. They're not going to have much of a chance. The offensive line has to be better. It has to be healthier. They've been the foundation of that team for so long. They've been responsible for so much success. We're talking about elite all-time Eagle talents. So I don't say this in a critical way, but I say it in a way in which the offensive line has had to play through some injuries, and it's aging. And are they going to hold up and hold together? If they do, it's going to be a great season. If they don't, it's not. To me, that's where it starts.
It is 7 o'clock here on Kincade Salciunas 97.5, The Fanatic, on this Wednesday morning, a day where we have like 75 topics for you to be a part of.
We don't usually ever do this.
No, but there's just been some organic discussion, some planned discussion, and you don't want them to go to waste.
No,
so.
not at all. Let's do it.
So join us. Davis on a text line. We'll check it here at 610-632-0975. Here is what we've talked about today. We started the show. Eagles? No. Phillies win last night, 8-2. Good win for the Phillies, and it was great. It was great. Just another good day for the Fightin' Phils. But the big story was the lineup change. Brandon Marsh, your leadoff hitter, then Kyle Schwarber, then Bryce Harper. It was interesting. It was different. They faced a right-handed pitcher. Tyler Phillips smacked himself in the face coming out of the bullpen because that's what gets him fired up. Fired up to give up 8 runs. Phillies get the win. And now you wonder, all right, is this a lineup that they would trot out there again today? Well, the Marlins have a left-handed starter on the mound. So do you say, screw it, I don't care about numbers, and I don't care about Brandon Marsh not hitting lefties well. Let's see if this can carry over into today, or do you go, let's not mess around with that. Let's just go back to what we normally do, which, as John has pointed out, has not necessarily been great from an offensive statistical standpoint. But I wonder what they end up doing. And now that Trey Turner is out because of the injury, did he watch last night and go, oh, boy, against
learn something?
Against right-handed pitching, am I going to be batting like 7th in this order after what I just saw? Because Brandon Marsh is, as of right now, if the voting ended today, an all-star starter, and he played very well in the leadoff spot yesterday. Kyle Schwarber is batting second. You're not moving Kyle Schwarber for Trey Turner. Bryce Harper is batting third. You're not moving Bryce Harper for Trey Turner.
You are not.
The only guy that you would move for Trey Turner in that top 3 is Brandon Marsh. But if it works, why would you do it? Because it's not working with Trey Turner. So topic number 1, do you want to see them continue this left to start the top of the order? Eagles' patience with the offense. Will you have it to start the season? And does Nick Sirianni get enough credit? Saquon Barkley was confused as to why he doesn't get enough credit.
Do you believe, and Saquon, I know you're a smart guy, despite the Penn State thing. I know he's a smart guy. Does he not? How could Saquon be a part of this community this long and not understand all the things that we brought up? Wouldn't it be obvious to him why people don't give him enough credit?
Well,
because he knows that we don't get to see. He knows that Nick Sirianni doesn't. That if for just the reason that Nick Sirianni gave us Kevin Patullo and ruined our chances to repeat as Super Bowl champions, that's enough to go, what the hell's he thinking? Why does he deserve a lot of credit? That when Kellen Moore was here, a guy who had already had 3 top 5 offenses in the NFL before he ever arrived in Philadelphia, that Kellen Moore is going to get the credit for that, as he should.
Yeah. And that's why I spoke to Saquon, because I know he was listening.
I hope so, because if Saquon doesn't understand, I got to tell you, I think he's being a little disingenuous.
Well, and
you got to look. I understand. I appreciate him standing up for his coach.
As you said, he would have to explain more.
Tell us
like,
why.
What
then.
is it that we don't know? And I know what we don't know. He is very detailed at practice, very motivational guy. Players love him, right? We talk about these things all the time. But when Saquon goes, I don't know why he doesn't get enough credit. Well, it's because
really, Saquon.
I know he does nothing with the defense, which has been the better side of the ball the last 2 years. And when it comes to the offense, I know that if they don't have a offensive coordinator where you feel comfortable with, they're not going to look good.
No,
and
they're
that's
not.
And there's data with that, right? 2 out of the last 4 years. You've had 2 great years, 2 good offensive coordinators. You've had 2 winning years record-wise, but early exits in the playoffs, not good offensive coordinators. So that's why. But Saquon's so embedded in it.
Right. And
that's why.
Again, I appreciate him standing up for his guy.
Absolutely.
But Saquon, let's be honest. Let's have real talk.
Saquon has also said, and this might be part of it, that he hated Nick Sirianni before he got here.
Yeah, okay.
And so maybe he goes, man, I had a perception about this guy, and I've been here, and I love the guy, and we win. He also left an organization that sucked.
Well, he's right. I mean, he's right. So
that's probably
good.
why.
That could be too.
All right.
Good for him.
One more thing, and then we'll get to the Davis Honda text line, and we'll check the poll of the day brought to us by Dr. Abadon Appel and the team at Iron Mountain Men's Health, because I know the poll's strong every single day. I feel like I don't have to ask it, but for ad purposes, I will. Andrew Painter's on the mound today. And I, curious if you guys are, am calling this the final test. The final, not midterm, not pop quiz, not test. Final. If Andrew Painter pitches poorly again today, like he has really the last 2 starts, but let's face it, this season, he's had a couple of starts where you go, all right, I'm starting to see what people are talking about. But the last 3 starts, I should say, have been abysmal. 5 earned runs against the Brewers the other day where he didn't even start. He comes out of the bullpen. They did the opener route. 5 innings, 5 earned runs on 5 hits. The White Sox outing, 4 2/3, 8 hits, 6 earned runs. He gave up that slider home run that didn't move. 3 1/3 against the Dodgers, 7 hits, 4 earned runs. Don't give me the Dodgers thing, right? This guy's supposed to be top prospect, and I see other top prospects pitch well against the Dodgers. And Andrew Painter's just getting crushed because he has no movement, and his fastball that does have velocity is right down the middle of the plate. The last 2 games, the Phillies starting pitching has been tremendous against the Miami Marlins. If they go out there today and the Marlins start tattooing Andrew Painter, there is no reason why he should be with the big league club after today if he struggles. If he pitches well, great. Hopefully you build off it. I'll probably say it was the Marlins, but I'll take it. But if he pitches poorly today, John, I don't think he should be able to pitch for the Phillies against the Nationals.
Well, welcome to the party. I'm glad to have you. We've had a seat at the table for you. I've been saying this for 2 weeks, so I'm glad to have you. You weren't here last week when I repeated that last week. I've been waiting for this to happen. This is a disgrace because we were so impatient with this is a guy who's not ready for the big leagues, and he never earned his spot in the big leagues. And I said it since spring training. He never earned his spot. They anointed him a major leaguer. He didn't earn a major league spot. He was terrible last year in the minors. And people made excuses that it was about, well, he's coming back off of an injury. That was never a thing in baseball where guys were just said, well, we're going to just keep graduating you up the system because of the fact that, well, you had an injury. We're not going to care about how you actually pitched. We're just going to, well, we think you have good stuff. Ricky Bo had the guts to talk about it before this season as far as, you got to show what you're doing. It's not just a promotion system. And to me, he was given a gift that he didn't earn. And right now they've been letting him stay here, and he hasn't earned it. And if you're saying it's today, that's great. Should have been 3 weeks ago?
Sure.
But it's okay. Should have been 3 weeks ago. I'm fine with it.
Part of my reasoning is you just got 6 shutout innings by Zach Wheeler 2 games ago.
Correct.
Yesterday, Luzardo's throwing a no-hitter at one point.
Until.
We'll talk about it later.
Exactly.
But Luzardo goes 7 innings, 2 earned runs, 9 strikeouts. Like, he was really good yesterday.
No, he was really good.
Very good Luzardo yesterday.
It's right now, Luzardo's been on this one of these things where now we can maybe count on like 3 out of 4.
Sure. But
and then that fourth one's terrible?
You can't go 13 innings, 2 earned runs from your first 2 pitchers in the series to another 5 spot in 4 2/3 from the guy that has an ERA of 6.43 on the season. Connor, is this the final? Not pop quiz, not another test. Is this the final for Andrew Painter? And before anybody freaks out, no, he gets sent down to work on things. And then you hope that he figures it out and comes back up. I'm not calling him a bust.
No.
I'm not saying that this guy's done. Would I consider trading him? I'd consider trading anybody. But this send down is to clear his head a little bit and hopefully work on some things. What would you do, Connor?
Yeah, I can't believe they're letting him make this start. They went with the opener strategy against the Brewers, and he got absolutely shelled coming in later in that game. Like, they tried something different. That should have been the last stand of Andrew Painter being on this baseball team right now. I can't believe they're letting him make another start. And if it doesn't go well, he needs to get sent down. But I would have done it after Milwaukee. So, yes, this is put up or shut up, where you're going to learn Lehigh Valley real quick, buddy.
Well, he already knows Lehigh Valley.
You were out
Lehigh Valley.
Yeah, Lehigh Valley's where he got shelled all last summer.
Yeah.
Did you, where he shouldn't have ever gotten promoted, did you hear, you might not have because you were out, Ricky Bowe last week, and it's one of the reasons why I love Ricky and respect him so much. The ex-players in this business many, many times will just totally shill for players.
Sure.
Ricky, when the word came out that the Phillies were going with the starter,
the opener,
for Andrew Painter.
Yeah.
He went on, it came out live on the air. Ricky just had, without getting too animated, but he just went off. It was beautiful. And it's the kind of reason that you got to tune in every day to listen to Unfiltered, because Ricky will not just kiss ass. He'll tell you how he really feels. And he was like, the fragile ego, they're so worried about these people. Oh, my gosh, we have to worry about their egos and worry about, are they going to be damaged? And it's terrible. He doesn't deserve to be there.
Yeah, no,
doesn't deserve it.
And as you pointed out, he didn't pitch well last year. Like, it's not like, sorry, Alan Ronhell. My man gets strays all the time. Alan Ronhell is a guy that has an ERA of like 4 or 5 in the minor leagues, but it's like, yo, dude, we need you for a day. Come on up. Now, this is supposed to be Andrew Painter, big part of the future of the Philadelphia Phillies. Let's bring him up when he is ready. And he clearly wasn't ready last year.
And here's the thing is I got nothing but grief about that take. When I had it last summer, when I had it during the offseason, when I had it early this season. And it's been totally proven out. Like, I don't understand why people just feel, well, guy deserves to be up here because he's got stuff. Lots of pitchers have stuff. But that doesn't mean you can pitch. Doesn't mean you can pitch. There's been the amount of guys that have had stuff that have failed as Phillies pitchers or failed in any organization in baseball that have great stuff, but they can't pitch.
Yeah.
I mean, he's one of them.
Yeah, look, majority of players that pitch in Major League Baseball have stuff.
Right. I mean, you don't get to the major leagues without stuff.
Can they pitch?
And I don't think
that's a big difference.
I'm not sure he's got it between his ears.
Well, and that's why I want to send him down so that he can work on that. I brought it up when we had Jim Salisbury on 2 weeks ago or beginning of last week. I straight up said, look, at what point do you start thinking about the mental side of things with this kid? Like, you go out there every day and you're like, I hope this guy doesn't hit a home run off of me. And he does. Like, that slider that did not, I've been having nightmares of it. That slider against the White Sox that just didn't move. Like, if I'm Andrew Painter, I don't want to pitch again.
Ricky's whole analysis and able to explain things well, whether it's on the TV side or on radio here on Unfiltered, about the flatness of the pitches and everything like that, and showing how they've gotten more flat.
Yeah,
how he's gotten less movement, and talking about coming back from the injury and his stuff has gotten less movement. That's whether he's trying to just now he's just trying to throw. Now he's just trying. Is he trying to throw? Is he trying to just, hey, I got to hit a spot? Is he? It's all in his head now.
Yeah, no,
it's all in his head.
He's a mess. All right, what do we have on the Davis Honda text line? Also, we got to check the poll of the day. What we got?
You want the poll or you want the text line?
Pull me up.
Oh, God, I shouldn't have asked that.
Not the first time he said that.
All right. Our question for the poll today. After seeing the success of the Phillies lineup with 3 lefties at the top yesterday, would you leave the lineup like that going forward? We have 3 options. Yes, for the short term. Yes, for the long term. And no. 76% of responders are saying yes for the short term. 18% are saying no. Only 6% are saying yes for the long term.
All right. Yes for the short term.
Yes for the short term. Why wouldn't you? Like it's and I don't care about the baseball book.
Well, that's why.
I don't care about it though. I mean, like, and I think that it's
200 years of the sport would tell you it matters a little bit.
And
or Brandon Marsh's career.
By the way, baseball has done so many things to go away from the baseball book. In the last 25, 30 years, they've rewritten the baseball book. The baseball book that you guys now know is far different than the baseball book that was around when I was your age. I couldn't imagine the baseball book if I go back and transport myself to your age right now, early 30s. Baseball looks completely different. So when I hear about the baseball book, baseball's totally rewritten its book in the last 30 years.
Yes.
With all different things. So it's like it's okay to try new things and to say
I think
doesn't please.
look, there is differences to the way the game's played. Look, Kyle Schwarber bats leadoff now, right? Like I get what you're saying, but it's not a old school, new school to say Brandon Marsh bats below 200 against left-handed
But
pitching.
it's not also to say what you are doing isn't working. Something worked when you tried something different, so just roll the dice and try something different.
Which, by the
See
way, he's
if it
batting
works.
279 against lefties this year. So
By the way, is incredible.
You know, he should get the shot.
absolutely.
I'm not anti it. I'm just saying, if the lineup comes out at 10:30, 11:30, and it's not the same as yesterday, I'm not going to have a reaction to it. I'm not going to say, Don, what are you doing, Don? Like I won't have a reaction.
You
to
shouldn't. It. And you shouldn't. I wouldn't either. And I want him to say that. I said I won't, but what my reaction will be is same old, afraid to try. And many old-time baseball guys afraid to try because they look at the dusty old book and they refer to it and go, let's turn to page 37.
Well,
what's it say to do? Okay, well, we got to do it that way. Instead of trying something a little bit different.
if you edited a book 50 times and there was a page that didn't get touched in those 50 edits, I think it's a pretty important page.
Yeah. Now, look, against a team like the Marlins, I don't know if they have, a Billy Wagner coming out of the pen, lefty, that it's like, oh, my God, lefties don't hit this guy. But there's going to be a time, let's say they decide we're going to do this for a month. They'll face a team where lefties can't touch this left-handed pitcher, player X. You're not going to want to have those 3 straight guys. You just won't.
Yeah, because then you hit an 8th or a 9th inning where you got an auto 3 up, 3 down, and it screws you.
You don't want that.
There's things you don't want to do on a long-term basis if you have other options.
But right now, without Trey Turner,
But on a
sure.
short-term basis, there's no reason not to.
Yeah, and you have Derek Hill to pinch hit in those situations.
Oh, jeez.
So they're gonna be
Stop
fine.
bringing reality into it.
Well, no, he won't pinch hit. He's starting today.
Yeah, he's starting today.
You have Gabriel Rincones to also pinch another lefty. All right, we'll do it
By
on
the way,
text
did you
line.
hear Rincones? I did not realize he coming up to the bagpipes.
I didn't see that. That's cool.
His walk-up is the bagpipes.
Yeah, because he spent time in Scotland.
He grew
growing
up in Scotland.
I love that.
that.
That's different. It's good.
As a Scotsman, I like that.
What we got?
Jim in Nazareth checks in and says, if someone is expecting the offense to be dominant in week 1, talking about the Eagles, then they're just looking for something to be angry about at the start of the season. It's not fair to the OC or players to expect them to be good out of the gate in an entirely new scheme.
Look, there's a difference between being patient and expecting dominance. Like last year, Eagles played the Cowboys week 1, right? I was very happy with what I saw week 1. I saw a very good first half by the Eagles offense with a coordinator that had never called plays before.
You saw 3 for 3 touchdowns.
Yeah. And the second half sucked, but at the time, what did we say? Do you guys remember? Let's go back in history. What did we say about the second half of that Eagles game?
The other team adjusted to what the Eagles were doing, and the Eagles could not adjust back.
And the weather?
Lightning. It
Oh,
was the
geez.
30-minute delay. Well, no, that's real. The 30-minute delay, guys' bodies aren't, they cooled off again, and both the Eagles and Cowboys both did nothing after that delay. Both teams, nothing. And so I was like, all right. And then week 2, what do we see? Efficiency. And who did they play?
Was it the Rams week 2?
It was the Chiefs.
Chiefs.
So you were like, all right, very
yeah.
good defense.
I forgot that game.
They didn't score a lot of points.
No, it wasn't a high-scoring game.
But it was efficient. Think about the things we said about Kevin Petula because we had a very low bar. Week 3, man, this first half sucked, but look at that second half offense. They beat the Rams.
Well, the Rams game was more on crazy turnovers.
Yeah,
like,
sure,
wild stuff.
but there were plays in the second half where you're like, okay, this is great. They don't have to be perfect for 4 quarters to start the season for me to be angry.
No.
It's, do they look like they have a clue? The first half, the year they won the Super Bowl, that first half against the Packers was horrible. Didn't Hurts have 2 picks? The year they won when in Brazil, in Sao Paulo.
I think so.
I don't
He at least
remember
had
if
one.
that
He at least
Friday
had
night
one.
game,
It was bad. Like, I remember the first half being really bad.
Look at there's games, the Super Bowl season again. They almost lost at home to 3 of the top 9 teams in the draft.
Yeah.
They almost lost to 3 horrendous teams at home.
Yeah, so I'm not looking for dominance. I'm looking for, do they look like they understand what they're doing?
Right. That's not what we're, there's
Is
not.
Jalen rolling right and throwing it away? Does he have happy feet? Is Jalen throwing over the middle of the field like we're talking about? How does Jalen look under center? Is he scanning the defense well where he's not just in the RPO shotgun style anymore? Those are the things we will look for.
Yeah, but Jalen's also a huge part of the patience conversation for me. Because you have got 17, and whatever happens in the playoffs, football games to evaluate a guy who we just got an article about potentially being traded after this offseason, who the Eagles have a prove-it year for. Like, this is game-changing for the future of the Eagles this season. I can't have the patience I've had in the past when they were in 2023 coming off of a Super Bowl appearance, or in 2024 when they built a super team that I really believed in.
But last year, as defending Super Bowl champions, number 1 odds to win the Super Bowl again.
You're patient.
Totally patient.
Yeah.
You're willing to give a team that had the total stacked deck sitting in front of them, and you're like, oh, but I'll give them patience. That team, that's the one that doesn't deserve patience.
Because they were running the same system generally. They brought in a guy that was already in the organization. I believe the bottom line of the Eagles would hold out. It didn't because Kevin Patullo was an idiot.
Yeah, but they don't deserve any patience. The defending champs with the number 1 seed with the best odds to win the Super Bowl, everything. That's the team that should have no patience with. They should be great from the jump.
The problem is this year they don't have that buffer because things majorly change if things go wrong this year. And I need to know as much data points as to the positive as possible.
Yeah.
And that includes week 1 and 2.
I love how Twitter sometimes just randomly gets me. So I got a response from a guy, Tim Dog on Twitter.
What's up, Tim?
So I put out a tweet last night about the lineup change. After they came out the gate pretty strong. So a lineup change and an incredible offensive performance to start the night for the Phillies. I wonder if Mattingly continues this against right-handed pitching even after Turner returns.
What'd he say?
And this guy just randomly responds, only if y'all can talk positive about the Eagles this way. Like I said, the media is Phillies bootlickers. Have you listened to me talk about the Phillies
Wait
once?
a minute. And what's he talking about?
I kind of hate them.
Wait a minute. Does he not? Has Tim not? Was he? See, this is where you get the people that don't listen. Hey, Tim.
He doesn't.
Tim, what have I said the Eagles are going to be? A Final Four team, Garrett.
That's all right.
A Final Four team.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not positive enough for you? Oh, you didn't pick them to win the Super Bowl, I guess.
All right, Tim Dog.
Come on, Tim.
Tim Dog and a lot of numbers. 881-540-08.
When you see all the numbers, that's when you know there's
maybe that's his favorite number.
That's it.
I do appreciate his Twitter profile picture. It's Brandon Graham. I love BG. So I appreciate that one. All right, coming up next. John Kincade made me sick this morning. He doesn't even know what I'm talking about. He probably does, though.
I hope it's what I think.
It was disgusting.
I hope it's what I think.
Also, speaking of disgusting, we've entered silly season trade talk in Major League Baseball officially. It started earlier this week. It got worse yesterday. I think we just throw out names at this point. Kincade and Salciunas, 97.5, The Fanatic.
Now on 97.5, The Fanatic Sports Update.
Bills jump on Phillips. I'm Connor Thomas. The Phillies hammered the Marlins again last night. 8-2, the final. They jumped all over Tyler Phillips. All 8 runs were surrendered by Phillips, including homers from Brandon Marsh, Kyle Schwarber, and Alec Boehm. Jesus Luzardo also went 7 full, striking out 9, allowing only 2 runs. Kyle Schwarber talked with the NBC Sports Philadelphia TV broadcast after the game about the recent offensive improvement.
We knew the group that we have, and we weren't playing the way that we wanted to, but we knew that we had to keep coming to work every single day, and we knew the tides would turn. It's not just going to happen. That's a lot of hard work that goes into it, too. The be where we're at, it's definitely rewarding.
And it was a good offensive performance for them last night. Game 3 is today at 1:05 p.m. as the Phils go for the sweep. Andrew Painter on the mound against Sandy Alcantara. Some injury updates for the Phils. Trey Turner could be back in the lineup today, potentially returning from his wrist injury. Reliever Brad Keller placed on the 15-day injured list yesterday with forearm tendonitis. The Flyers changed backup goalies yesterday via trade with the Leafs. Philly acquired goalie Joseph Woll and Simone Benoit for Sam Harrison, Emile Andre, and a third-round pick. Both the NHL and NBA drafts are next week. We'll talk to Danny Briere coming up at 9:05 for, well, his breakdown of how he did that trade. Zach Berman of The Athletic joins us at 8:05 to talk some Birds. I'm Connor Thomas for the home of the Sixers, Flyers, and Union, 97.5 The Fanatic, and
the San Luquito piece that came out with Carson Wentz, and
yeah.
So there was a lot of defense of Carson. I guess what I'm saying is, independent of Carson Wentz, does it feel like the Eagles have Jalen Hurts' back after everything that's been put out there in the media and everything?
I mean, I don't feel like they've run the bus over him, but I do remember when the Carson Wentz article came out, they went into a damage control mode. I think they had Carson meeting with some reporters afterward to give his side of the story and clear the air. And I don't know if their reaction this time around is a result of that, like a byproduct of, do we really have to do this every time, because it's really not necessary, or if it's because they just don't. I don't think it's because of their relationship with Jalen Hurts right now. I don't think that has anything to do with it. I think that it's Philly. This is going to happen. Stories are going to come out. It's been coming out even before Carson. So you have different people in charge now too. It's not Doug Peterson and his crew anymore. So I thought Howie didn't do the greatest job of backing up Jalen Hurts, but I also didn't think he was rolling the. Some people interpreted it as that's messaging from Howie. I didn't interpret it that way at all.
With Lamar, it's changed. You're right. He's won the MVP and he's never made a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And Lamar's not 25 years old, right? Josh Allen, as far as I'm concerned, needs to start getting criticized. Because if you're going to hold everybody to the same standard, then guess what? Josh, you haven't been to a Super Bowl. It can't be the team's fault every time. Joe Burrow's took a terrible organization to the Super Bowl, right? So Joe Burrow, just by going to a Super Bowl, kind of gets checked off that list. It's like, all right, you're not in the same. No, like Justin Herbert. What are we doing here? Justin Herbert's not in this rookie contract.
Nope.
Justin Herbert's lost how many big games?
A lot.
A lot, right? Is it all his fault? It doesn't matter if it's all his fault. It doesn't matter. It's the quarterback. And Justin Herbert, how many playoff games has Justin Herbert won? Has he? Has he won one?
Didn't he just win one?
I think he won one.
I know he threw a bunch of interceptions that one game against Houston. That was a loss, obviously. And I think last year he was able to get a win, right? Pull that up.
All I'm saying is, at what point do these quarterbacks start getting criticized? Lamar Jackson's fair game. He's not winning the big game. That's a good organization. Now they have a new head coach coming in, and I like Lamar. The dude just needs to get to a Super Bowl. Period.
He hasn't won one.
He hasn't won it. Are you crazy? And when people talk about Justin Herbert nationally, oh my God, Justin Herbert, what a great quarterback, what a great player. Even the one time we were talking about him on the air. After he lost the playoff game, it was like, oh, that's the offensive line. Okay, sure.
Yeah.
But where are the details on Jalen Hurts? The only details we worry about are Jalen Hurts. Lamar Jackson gets a little bit of it.
You know the saying up the creek
without a paddle?
Yeah. I love how everybody's like, go get Mike Trout, go get this guy, go get that guy, go get Christian Walker. What the hell are you going to trade for him?
Well, then that leads me to my next question for you.
Unbelievable.
When you look at their top 10 prospects,
yep.
Talking about the Phillies, Aiden Miller still ranked number 1, although he's hurt. And number 2, quickly rising up the ranks, is Gage Wood. Would either one of those guys be untouchable for you at this deadline if it meant you could get that impact outfielder? Would you trade Gage Wood? Would you trade Aiden Miller? Because here's where I am, Ricky, before you answer.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very concerned about the future of the Philadelphia Phillies, right? I'm very concerned that the farm system has been depleted. But at the same time, I don't believe it's going to be Gage Wood that's going to make or break this team 3 or 4 years from now. Because guess what happens 3 or 4 years from now? You got a lot of old guys on this team. So you need to go all in now because it's your best chance in the next 5 years. If they don't go all in at this deadline and do everything possible to fix this lineup or fix the back end of the bullpen before Duran, maybe even get another starter, you're not going to win a World Series. And if you don't win a World Series this season, there could be a lockout next year. You might not have Zach Wheeler in 2028. Harper's going to be 2 years older. Schwarber's going to be 2 years older. Realmuto's going to be 2 years older. Trey Turner's going to be 2 years older. Like, you see where if you don't do it this year, the future does not look bright for the Philadelphia Phillies, and you don't have any prospects that are coming to save the day. So it's weird because I'm not sure, even if they go out at the deadline and they get an impact bat in the outfield or they get another reliever, that they're even going to be good enough to beat the Dodgers at that point. But I think you are forced, if you're Dombrowski, to at least try.
Live Bet Sports on the BetParx app. Play all your favorite casino games. There's always another way to win on the BetParx online casino and sportsbook. Got to be 21 in Pennsylvania, Jersey, or Maryland. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
All right, 7:32 here on Kincade and Salciunas, 97.5 The Fanatic. So much that we got on the table today that the text line is all over the place. We'll check it here momentarily at 610-632-0975. Phillies lineup discussion. Would you trot out the 3 straight lefties again to start today, despite the Marlins having a left-handed pitcher? Is this the final test for Andrew Painter for now? If he pitches poorly, does he go down to the minor leagues for you? We across the board on this show say yes. Curious what other people are thinking, because I know Andrew Painter was like the untouchable, can't say anything wrong about him, and he's been bad since he's come up. Eagles' patience conversation with the offense to start the season. Connor Thomas has shocked the world. He's not going to be as patient as he normally is, and I'm actually going to be patient, which is weird. And then Nick Sirianni, does he get enough credit? Saquon Barkley says he doesn't. So those are our 4 topics that we've been discussing so far this morning. Let's add more.
We have so much today. It is the old proverbial 10 pounds in a 5-pound bag.
Now, these aren't necessarily
topics.
Let's get some conversation with the people on Davis Honda text line. But before I explain why you made me sick yesterday or this morning, Jim Bowden made me sick yesterday. Jim Bowden, great job, covers Major League Baseball. White whale, every time you try to text him, he doesn't come on. I would love to get more thoughts from Jim on some of the things about the Phillies. And yesterday was just another day where he threw out names, and you're wondering, how do the Phillies get this done? And look, Jim Bowden's not alone. I read an article from Buster Olney yesterday where he brought up Skubal again. And I'm like, dude, I don't – who are they trading? Like, are they trading Bryce Harper?
Like what is – they can't get – have you seen every prospect – by the way, the proposed Braves package.
Right.
For Skubal. And by the way, the Braves are in on Skubal. And they would like to do it.
Sure. First place in the division.
The proposed package that they have out there reportedly for Skubal, every prospect is better than any prospect the Phillies are offering. There are 3 prospects offered. They're all higher ranked than the Phillies prospect.
Except for Miller, but does anyone want to touch Aiden Miller?
No, Miller's not touched. So it's there. Yeah, it's like Miller's not even on the table.
Yeah,
no team is trading for Miller.
Yeah, no. So
it's ridiculous.
So there's that. And then so yesterday, in Jim Bowden's latest article with The Athletic, I'm being told by GMs that the Phillies front office is on the prowl for an impact outfielder. Once again, I'll say the same joke over and over and over again. What year is it? Because we've been having the same freaking conversation for years. The funny thing is, what year is it? Because the names that are being mentioned are the same names that are mentioned every single year. Byron Buxton, if he waives his no-trade clause.
And by the way, Byron Buxton didn't want to come to the Phillies when they were good, when they were really good. Like when they were, he's been rumored to come to the Phillies multiple years, and he did not want to come here.
So there's one. Jarren Duran, very talented outfielder for the Red Sox. We did this last year. We had the exact same conversation last year. Here's your problem. Another left-handed bat. So I don't think that makes sense. Like, I know he's a good baseball player, but are you going to really add another left-handed bat where what have we been talking about for 4 years now that they need? A right-handed bat? So why? So even though this name has been mentioned for 3 years, and I get it, Dombrowski's ties with the Red Sox, and there's the Alex Cora love about the future manager of the Phillies potentially, but why would you do that? So I'm reading these articles, and I'm like,
who is it?
I don't know. First off, who are you giving up? Second of all, why are you giving up prospects for another left-handed bat?
And finally, yesterday, Ricky Bo joined the parade on Unfiltered and just said, how do you think you're getting Buxton? By the way, you know who else wants Buxton?
Who?
The Braves. The Braves want Buxton. So if the Braves can't get Scooble,
yeah,
they'll shift to Buxton.
Sure.
And Ricky said it yesterday. There's no deal you can outdo the Braves on. There's none.
Oh, a lot of teams that you can't outdo.
I'm talking even your own division. If you just keep it your own division, there is no deal the Phillies could outdo the Braves on, as far as if you're offering prospects.
Yeah.
Now, you gotta hope that something else comes about. There is one though, and that's Trout. They would have no interest in Trout, so you could do that if you could ever find a reason that they'd trade Trout.
Yeah, if Trout ever decides that he wants to leave.
That's not happening. Yeah.
You made me sick this morning.
Sorry, buddy.
Even though you're confusing me. He's in a complex.
Why am I confusing you?
Dude.
Why am I confusing you?
Connor, I'm worried about him.
Why am I confusing you?
I am too.
Because yesterday, the honeymoon phase with Don Mattingly, John and Don officially ended yesterday with the honeymoon phase.
No, the honeymoon phase is over.
That doesn't mean that you can't work it out and still be a happy couple moving forward. But yesterday was the first time John and Don had like a crack. In the foundation.
Dude, it's more than a crack. I didn't text him last night.
Yeah, but
I know I'm freezing him out right now.
But you're confusing me because so far on the air today, you have continued to you made the nerd boy voice directed at Don Mattingly.
Yes, because I'm pissed at him right now.
But before the show, I saw you praying at the photo of we have a signed Don Mattingly photo that everyone else in the world has, and John kneels to it every once in a while.
No. I just give it a little. I kiss my fingers. And then I just put it right there on the side. No, because I'm not going to end the relationship. I'm going to hope that he comes to his senses.
So do we have the audio? That one, yeah. Thank you.
Love that song, by the way. Love it.
Here was Don Mattingly yesterday. Was it before the game or after the game?
It was before
the game. Harper had the DH day yesterday. They turned a Gold Glove first baseman Kyle Schwarber to play first base yesterday.
Who looks just really horrendous.
Here was Donnie Baseball on Brycey Baseball.
I mean, it's been okay. I mean, I think it can get better. I think that's the thing with everybody. I think the main thing, I think we got him off the bag more as the season got started. That helped. And then just footwork around the bag, I think, is important for him to continue to work on. So I think everybody can get better. And, he's like everybody else.
And he was talking about his play at first base.
There is a lie that is continually perpetuated. I'm not going to say lie. There is a perception that is perpetuated on sports radio in this town that is false. Over and over again. Well, Bryce Harper's come to first base, and he's a Gold Glove first base. He's playing Gold Glove first base. He's not. And a real Gold Glove caliber first baseman is your manager, and he's telling you, yeah, he's not. His defense is not that good. His defense is good, just not that good. And he's saying there's things that Bryce has to work on, and they've been working extra with Bryce to try to improve his defense.
So real quick, just for the record, when people say he's a Gold Glove first baseman, you're right. He is not actually.
Yeah, so that's why it should never come. That's why that word should never happen until you win one.
He was a finalist the last 2 years.
Then you could say, no, when I've heard he's a Gold Glove caliber first base. No, he's not.
If you're a finalist 2 years in a row,
you're
yes,
caliber.
you win.
Yes.
Win a Gold Glove and talk about it. But more importantly, his play has not been that good at first base. He has not had a great year at first base. He has not had a great year at first base.
All right, but the point I'm saying is, like, when you say he's not Gold Glove caliber because he's never won one. If you're a finalist back-to-back years, I would
then he's a
consider
finalist. He's been a finalist. That piece. He's played very good. He's played very good. He hasn't played very good recently. He didn't play very good down the stretch last year. He's not playing very good this year at first base defensively. He's made a lot of bonehead plays this year. In fact, at first base this year, he has not had a good year defensively this year at first base.
Okay, I'm not
and
saying you're wrong, but I'm just saying,
and Don's talking about it but that's something that's constantly just repeated.
Well, yeah, because
it's one of those repeated things.
Because if you're a finalist back-to-back years, I would consider you a Gold Glove caliber first base.
But he's not. Well, if you put in caliber and you start adding those words, then I'm all in with you. That's not what I hear. He's a Gold Glove first baseman, like Bryce Harper. No, he's not. He's not. And more importantly, he's not been playing well at first base this year. Okay. He's not been. His defense has not been good. And
move to the outfield to sign Rhys Hoskins.
Well, no, about that.
That's the answer.
Remember, he doesn't want to do that. So remember that.
They both don't want to do it because he's a Gold Glove caliber first baseman.
Yeah, really.
All right, what do we got? It's 7:42. All right, we got today's headlines coming up next. I'm sorry. Check the text line. Today's headlines. Also, I don't lie to you. I don't pretend to be like the biggest soccer fan in the world, but man, if you're doing things like what Lionel Messi did last night.
Oh, jeez. Here we go.
At the age of 38, man, you deserve recognition, man.
It's like a unicorn thing that he did.
On the world stage. Talk about it next here on The Fanatic.
Speaking of, the world's biggest soccer tournament has arrived, and you can trade the entire tournament right on Kalshi. On Kalshi, you can trade every single match from the opening stage all the way to the final. And Philly, you got another match right here in the city of brotherly love on Friday. Brazil is trading at 89% probability to take down Haiti. That should be no surprise, meaning a $100 trade pays out $111 if they win. Gets you a little bit of extra there, but we know Brazil, the heavily favored side in that match. But maybe you want to talk about the guy that we just mentioned. Leo Messi is trading at 25% to win the Golden Boot, meaning a $100 trade there pays out $380 if he gets the top prize for an individual player in the tournament. There's a lot you can trade on Kalshi, and the best is you're trading against peers in a live market, meaning there's no house. As the probability changes, you can buy in and out of your position. For a limited time, download the Kalshi app and make sure you use code FANATIC to get $10 when you trade 10. Kalshi, that's Kalshi. Trade the beautiful game. 18 plus only. Restrictions and eligibility requirements apply. Event contract trading involves risk and may not be suitable for all investors. Prices, values, and available markets may differ from those mentioned. For more information, see Kalshi.com/regulatory.
Should the Phillies trade for Mike Trout? Should the Phillies trade for Scooble? Because you know what? Here, kids, the Phillies don't have what it takes to get either player. Spoiler alert, they don't have the quality of talent that it would take to get the two most sought-after players that could be available at the trade deadline. Now, there will be a lot of gas bags in this market. Hopefully they're not in this building that will tell you, oh, they should go get Scooble. They should go get Mike Trout. They can't get Mike Trout. Here's the reason. The Phillies have problems right now. Can they go to their minor league system and go get some top prospects? Somebody to call up that everybody would say, hey, this could solve a problem? Andrew was just talking about it. Hell no. It looks like the picked-over shelves at a Giant the day before a blizzard. They got nobody. Nobody's coming to save the day from the minor league system. There is nothing coming to help the problem. So if you don't have prospects that are ready to come up and ready to help you at the major league level, how do you think you are going to be able to get one of the top pitchers on the market or top players on the market? Especially one of the top players on the market who has every opportunity in his entire career to come here and play and has rejected it. Could have found his way here on his own and rejected it. Would rather play in anonymity in the shadow of Disneyland. No. What it is the Phillies don't have it. You know who does? The Dodgers, the Braves, the Yankees, other franchises who are contenders that are right now, by the way, teams that are better.
Salciunas, Philly Sports Talk, 97.5 The Fanatic and the Fanatic app.
All right, before we get to today's headlines with Connor Thomas, hit me with the text message, Connor. I want to keep the Davis Honda text line going because we have so many things for people to respond to today. So what do we have on the text line? Then we'll talk a little footy, and then we got headlines.
This texter checks in on the Nick Sirianni conversation because Saquon came to his defense in a recent article. And this texter says the reason why we have questions about Sirianni is because in 2023 and in 2025, when the wheels fell off the bus, our leader, who we needed when we needed him most, couldn't fix the situation at all. And he showed his true colors. That's why he doesn't get the respect.
Yeah, and that's why for Saquon, the wonder, I don't know why he doesn't get more respect. It's, look, I get that you see a lot more in-house than we do. But from the outside and the perception, it's kind of not that hard to figure out. And to the texter's point, it's not just that they didn't have an answer. It's like over a week or two. It was over months. Like, you knew the offense was bad all of last season.
Yes, you did.
2023, you could tell that the offense was struggling around week 12. And you had
you could tell before then. Sort of even in some of the times you could tell before, even though they were 10-1. You could tell.
Had months, not weeks, months to come up with answers before the playoffs. Remember, there was the song and dance. Dallas Goedert. I love you, Dallas. But when Dallas Goedert says, don't worry, we're some things for the playoffs.
We're hiding stuff. Remember?
Yeah, he said it.
We're hiding stuff.
A player said it. And
which is the stupidest thing I ever
They
heard.
weren't hiding crap because they ran the same plays in the playoff game too, which sucked. All right, Messi yesterday, hat trick, ties the record.
How crazy is that? I mean, it's absurd that
at
he's
the
38.
age of 38, and we know that he's one of the greatest soccer players in the history of the sport.
The greatest.
Yeah, the greatest. 38
is he
years
better
old.
than Pele?
Yes.
So he is better than Pele. They consider him better than Pele?
I believe so,
okay.
yes.
It's like a Jordan LeBron thing?
Yeah.
Okay, no, because I don't follow it. Honestly, I don't follow it that closely.
Well, the 3 goals puts him at 16 for his career in the World Cup. Remember, World Cup is every 4 years.
Correct.
All right, so it's not like he's played in 50 World Cups. He's played in 5. That'd be 5. This is his 5th World Cup because he's played in 20 years, right? This is his 5th World Cup. This is his 5th World Cup. He's got 16 goals. He surpassed Ronaldo of Brazil yesterday. He's now tied with Miroslav Klose of Germany for 16 goals all time. If he scores one more goal this World Cup, he'd be the all-time scoring leader in World Cup history. And he decided to just net 3 yesterday to tie it.
Yeah, he's a monster.
Unbelievable, man. And now he's being wasted in the MLS.
I got to see him down there in Miami.
He's being wasted in the MLS.
It would be like
horrible for the
It
sport.
would be like the best player in Major League Baseball playing A-ball.
No, it would be playing for the Camden River Sharks. Like, it's not even associated. Like, you know.
But I mean, it's the caliber of play.
Sure,
I've been told would be like playing A-ball.
Yeah, that's a shame. But good for Miami fans.
It doesn't
I
make
guess.
any sense.
All right, time now for today's headlines with Connor Thomas.
Today's headlines with the Connor Thomas.
It's brought to us by Lundy Law. For over 70 years, Lundy Law has been fighting for injured people. If you need them, remember the name Lundy Law. Your injury lawyers. Visit LundyLaw.com. That's
Sorry, you have a lot of hard
LundyLaw.com.
hockey names to say today.
It's all good, man. You'd think after doing that read for 2 years, I'd be able to knock that out in my sleep. But last night, the Phillies, not only did they take down the Marlins 8-2, they had a bit of an interesting TV broadcast because they were doing the broadcasters in the stands. So everybody was sitting down right behind home plate. And because of that, they had a lot of interesting guests, including some of the Sixers brass. Nick Nurse and new president of basketball operations, Mike Gansey, joined the broadcast crew, and they were chopping it up with the guys. And
hopefully for the last time.
Mike Gansey, dude.
Why, John?
What are you doing? Just take a listen to the immediate jinx.
How's everything going your first couple of days?
Good.
Yeah?
I'm glad we're out to a 8-0 start right here.
Yeah, we are. First game, man.
No
First
hitter,
game
no
for this
hitters
guy.
still intact.
Oh, boy. Yeah, Luzardo's been, Mike.
That was not cut down
That's
at all. That was
unbelievable.
how quick it happened. I mean, you can't make it up anymore.
The some baseball guys that I group chat with were like, when they heard him say 8-0 start, they went, he's not a baseball guy. He's not a baseball fan. Nobody says 8-0.
Yeah, you say 8-0.
Nobody says 8-0. And I'm like, okay, you're really being nitpicky at that point with Mike Gansey. I mean, too nitpicky. And then Rick Tockett's shorts were a big conversation.
Why is that?
Well, let's just say I don't think Connor or Nate would wear shorts that were shorter than Rick Tockett's. And when I see Rick, we'll have a conversation.
Listen, man, get your fit off. It was hot out there.
I mean, it looked like I think Rick's working at Hooters.
Yeah, you tell him that.
I think I
See
will.
how that goes.
I will. I think Rick's working at Hooters. That's all I'm going to say.
Look like a jockstrap.
I mean, seriously. Those shorts. There's a thing, Connor. Rick and I are the same age. Those shorts are not appropriate for a man of that age.
Well, Rick Tocchet is still the coach of the Philadelphia Flyers.
And he's awesome, and we love that.
You can't say for everybody around the NHL. Interesting news yesterday out of Vegas. So John Tortorella takes over at the end of the regular season. He leads the Vegas Golden Knights to a Western Conference Championship, a Stanley Cup Finals appearance. And then they announced yesterday he's out. Your guys' thoughts on that move?
Well, he's out. He has said, I'm out.
He said, I'm out.
Yeah, it's not Vegas said, you didn't win the the Stanley Cup.
From what I understand, I have a friend who's a vice president with that organization. He is going to, Torts was only going to even consider the job if it was like Torts has his laundry list of, well, it's got to be this, and this. And they're like, nah, we don't want to do that. Plus, Torts is going to be 68 next week, I believe.
Yeah, dude.
Next week. He's not looking to take on that kind of.
It's an unbelievable story that he
did
was
a great
able to
job.
get there, get them, going all the way to the Stanley Cup Finals and take a series lead.
I also heard he really enjoyed the TV work, and he will continue with it. We're gonna hear that John Tortorella is going to continue with the not part-time, but TV work where he can make his own schedule and decide what he
Man, those
wants.
guys that hate the media love working in the media afterwards, don't they?
See, I
Yes, they do.
Well, absolutely.
It's funny, isn't it?
No, it is.
Like, there are guys, you just know, like Nick Castellanos hates the media.
He would love to do it.
And you know what? I would love to hear it. I think he's entertaining.
I think he is too.
Like, there are a lot of players that hate the media and then all of a sudden are
that's
big
exactly.
media guys, whether it's radio or TV.
Absolutely.
They love it. It's
no
hilarious.
questions asked. Hey,
All right, good job, Connor.
Good stuff, Connor.
All right, coming up next, Jalen Hurts' story. It was a big one yesterday. We talked about it a lot. And today, it's Nick Sirianni. It's amazing. These two guys that have had a lot of success, but you question both of them, and some of it is fair, some of it's unfair. What does Zach Berman think about it all? He joins us coming up next. It is Kincade and Salciunas, 97.5 The Fanatic.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
A strong start to the series. I'm Connor Thomas. The Phillies smoked the Marlins again last night. 8-2 the final. They jumped all over Tyler Phillips. They've won comfortably in the first two games of their series against the Fish. All 8 runs of the game were surrendered by Phillips, including homers from Brandon Marsh, Kyle Schwarber, and Alec Bohm. Jesus Luzardo also went 7 full, striking out 9, allowing only 2 runs. Don Mattingly talked about his start after.
No, this was good. I think 21-28, first pitch strikes. A little bit like Wheels last night. We were able to score early, and from there kind of cruising along to the 1 inning there. He gives up the homer.
Game 3 is today at 1:05 p.m. as the Phils look to go for the sweep. Andrew Painter against Sandy Alcantara, the pitching matchup. Some injury updates for the Phils. Trey Turner could be back in the lineup today with his wrist contusion. Reliever Brad Keller placed on a 15-day injured list yesterday with forearm tendonitis. The Flyers, when they swapped backup goalies yesterday via a trade with the Toronto Maple Leafs. Philly acquired goalie Joseph Woll and Simone Benoit for Sam Ersson and Emile Andre, as well as a third-round pick going back to Toronto. Both the NHL and the NBA drafts are next week. Don't miss Zach Berman joining us coming up next. Danny Briere joins us at 9:05. This update is brought to you by the Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship. July 3rd, Xfinity Mobile Arena. Undefeated South Philly fighter Johnny Cannoli Garbarino fights former world champ Mike Richmond, plus 2 other world title fights. Tickets at bkfc.com. I'm Connor Thomas for 97.5 The Fanatic and the Fanatic.
First of all, starting the tweet with sorry Philly fans. Like, what are you sorry about? Like, what do we need to be sorry about? Like, the New York Knicks fans who looked like absolute trash half of this finals, and I know it's not all of them, half of this finals doing the stuff they were doing in the streets, beating people up, doing all this ridiculous stuff. That, number one, we're supposed to feel good for them? Or how about the fans that came down to Xfinity Mobile Arena and they chanted bleep and bead as loud as they possibly could every single time they were in the building? We're supposed to feel good for them? And then even if they didn't do any of that stuff, even if they were the greatest fans in the world, we're Philadelphia. That's New York. New York looks down on this city. They've always looked down on this city. They've always accused us of being a second-rate city. We're supposed to feel good? Oh, but poor Knicks fans. They've waited since 1973, and if you don't appreciate that, you don't like sports. Get the hell out of here with that. I'm not going to feel good for these ridiculous Knicks fans. Do you think those Knicks fans felt good for Philadelphia in Super Bowl 52? Were they out on the street saying, wow, look how united the city of Philadelphia is. Yay, Philly. Yay. Come on with that stuff. Get out of here. And every fan is coming at Sealski, and they're right. Like, don't lecture the city of Philadelphia. With what we've had to put up with from New York, we're now supposed to be, yay, Knicks fans. Like, I appreciate what Brunson did and Josh Hart and Karl Anthony Towns and OG Anunoby. Like, I feel good for the players. I feel good for the players. They deserved it. They earned it. They're a likable team. But to sit here and lecture the Philadelphia fans that we're supposed to feel good for the Knicks fans? Come on, Mike.
Kincade and Salciunas.
97.5 The Fanatic and the Fanatic app.
All right, it's 8 a.m. here on Kincade and Salciunas, 97.5 The Fanatic on this Wednesday morning. Forgive me, I forgot to bring something up. It's debate day. That's on me. I have it on the show sheet, but we have so many topics.
Today's been busy. You want to even shift it to tomorrow?
Yeah, we could do that. We'll do
Let's
debate
shift
day.
debate day tomorrow.
We'll do a debate day Thursday. If you have not heard what debate day is,
it's been well received.
It's been fun. Did you guys do it last week when I was out?
We did not. We had a lot. Yeah, but we had a lot of stuff going on.
Way to go, guys.
So we had a lot of stuff.
Debate day is our way to try to help you or make things worse, where you send in the most recent debate you've been having with your buddies at the bar or with your spouse, your kids, whatever. You text it in, and we either settle it. By that, we would be on the same page. Or we make things worse if John and I disagree or if Connor disagrees with our take. And then you could tell your buddies about it, especially if you're on the right side of history, which would always be if I say it. I'm always on the right side of history because I'm the most logical, normal person on this show. Zach Berman joins us coming up in a few minutes. He'll join us at 8:05. At 8:30, we're going to dive a little bit deeper into this Sirianni-Hurts thing. Just the why. There is, I don't want to call it a lack of respect.
Okay, go on.
Because some of it's fair. It's such an interesting conversation. Because as you have said, John, and look, I with my job at ESPN, like people look at me like I'm a freaking lunatic when I say, yeah, the Eagles offense could be better. And they're like, what do you mean it could be better? Like they win games. They've won divisions. They've won the Super Bowl. What do you mean it could be better? Yeah, it could be better. They don't throw the ball necessarily well. Last year they didn't do like anything good, quite frankly. But they have all this talent and they win. They still win games.
Yes.
I love our man Andrew Jacheco. He'll be in studio with us tomorrow. I hated the teams would kill to go win a Super Bowl and the next year go 11-6.
Yeah, I don't want to hear that either.
Like I don't want to hear that. Like last year was a failure to the top level. It was a failure to lose in the first round the way they did.
Last year was a complete failure.
It was the wasted season, is what we titled it.
And it was absolutely put it at the feet of Nick Sirianni and Howie Roseman because of the fact that he was allowed to hire his bro. And that Howie let that happen.
But I get why a Jets fan would say, what the hell are you guys complaining about?
Oh, no, you get that.
You know what I mean?
There's always somebody who's looking at you going, man, this is terrible.
But for the Eagles, there are a lot of somebodies.
Yeah, I mean, dude, there's like it's just really interesting. There's such a fascinating conversation. I'm so lucky that we get to do it. Like this is some of us will continue to do it after July 31st. That this is the team we get to talk about every day. I get asked all the time, do you get tired talking about the Eagles? Yeah, sometimes. Like, I'll be honest. Like, I would much rather every once in a while talk about just the Phillies. But the Eagles, the storylines never end. I was thinking about this yesterday. I mentioned his name earlier. What is Johnny Wilson's role with the Eagles this year? Right?
It's a great question. The injury last year.
Do you have any idea?
They loved him 2 years ago.
Well,
loved him.
The blocking.
Yeah.
I've been told, too, is a part of the reason why last year it didn't work out well with the running game.
Yeah, and he was out due to injury, and now you have 17 wide receivers competing for spots. Like, these are the little things that I would like to talk about, probably a little bit more, but, all you guys care about is ratings. Yes,
there we go.
I care about putting food on the plate.
Oh, I was told yesterday we didn't talk enough about we should have led with the World Cup and done heavy World Cup show.
A historic night last night, Messi.
Yeah, we could have
That's why I talked about it for 90 seconds.
The heavy World Cup show. Yes, we should have done it.
All right, joining us now via Zoom. I appreciate that he opens up the laptop
with the bookcase
and he clicks on the link. We get to see the
bookcase,
and we get to see the bookcase, and that's how I know he made it. When we had him on a couple of weeks ago, I told him that's how I know that Zach Berman made it because he has the bookcase behind him when he does the Zoom interviews from The Athletic. Covers the Eagles, our man Zach Berman. Zach, good morning, man. How you doing?
Hey, I'm doing great. Thanks for having me on.
Zach, it's never a dull moment in Eagles land. There's always a story that will randomly pop up, during the summertime, and we go, oh, this is something to talk about. And yesterday, it really carried the show. The story from Joe Santoliquito about maybe some of the hurt feelings from the camp of Jalen Hurts about how things have been handled with the A.J. Brown storyline to now Jalen Hurts. So, Zach, let's start there. Last year, when there were a lot of articles being written about Jalen Hurts, did you ever get the sense that the team came to Jalen Hurts' aid or his defense to try to squash any of them?
Well, I think if you look at the Eagles' actions and their support of Jalen Hurts, their actions beyond the contract that they pay. I mean, there's the fact that they've moved on from an offensive coordinator, in large part to try to, or in part to enhance this to enhance his passing game, try to get better performance there. They traded a wide receiver who, as I've said, I think is the best wide receiver in franchise history, who was dissatisfied with this offense. There's an institutional commitment to Jalen Hurts. I think you can kind of distinguish between, the signal and the noise, if you will. The question of the long-term question is whether they give him a new deal. But I think as far as what the Eagles have done, I think they've demonstrated through their actions belief in Jalen Hurts. Now, that said, when you have 90 players on a roster, 70 during the season, when you have 30 coaches, when you have 70 people in the front office, you're not going to find one uniform opinion on anyone, and that includes Jalen Hurts. And there are people in that building who want to see more from Jalen Hurts. And yeah, I don't think that should be a controversial view either. But I think that they've demonstrated through their actions confidence in Jalen Hurts.
Do you think the actions, though, have been enough to potentially make him feel that way? Because, I mean, to me, when I'm seeing the antics that were perpetrated by A.J. Brown last year, and you've got the owner hugging on A.J. Brown and telling him everything's going to be okay and we're going to take care of you and things like that, I got to tell you this. If I'm a good soldier for my team and I'm a good employee and I'm doing all the things that are right and I'm not being passive-aggressive on Instagram, that would piss me off. I got to be honest. That would piss me off.
Yeah, John, I mean, I would tell you that in that building, if you ask anyone who the biggest believer in Jalen Hurts is, they would say the owner. They would say Jeffrey Lurie. I actually think, kind of lower down the totem pole, if you will, you might find more differing opinions of Jalen Hurts.
Sure.
I think Jeffrey Lurie, and to the previous question, like he's been outspoken about Jalen. He was outspoken I talked to Jeffrey on the record every March, and every March he is emphatic about his confidence, his belief in Jalen Hurts. So when you bring up the owner, I mean, I think Jeffrey's shown his support, and I think that there might be a school of thought in there by some that people might not be critical enough of Jalen. I don't necessarily subscribe to that. But I don't think that loving Jalen is a problem from the ownership level.
Zach Byrne, The Athletic, joining us here on Kincade Salciunas. I promise I'm not doing this to be like, oh, should they draft him so that there's a quarterback controversy in Philadelphia? I'm curious, though. This Brendan Sorsby situation that's going on, he's going to the NFL supplemental draft. You're embedded with the Eagles. You know what they like, what they don't like. Howie Roseman's been very upfront about any player that has had any history of domestic violence or violence toward a woman, that they're immediately off the board. This is a totally different situation. Would the Eagles show interest in the Brendan Sorsby, for people that don't know, the player from Texas Tech that got caught with gambling and is not playing for college football this year?
Yeah, so one thing that I know for sure about Howie is that he likes good value, and I can't tell you what their evaluation is of Sorsby. It's a fascinating question, and I can't tell you what their off field research is. Now, they've shown tolerance in the past for players who've gotten caught with gambling. Isaiah Rodgers, I'm being the example here. It's a little different when you're kind of gambling on the team that when you're gambling on your team during a college season. But yeah, I mean, I think that if the value is strong, there are people who think Sorsby would have been, the second best quarterback in this draft this past year. Second best quarterback in this draft is a first-round pick this past year. If you can get a first-round quarterback in a middle round, in the supplemental draft, it's something you absolutely need to consider, I would imagine, from a value perspective. But as we saw when the Eagles drafted Jalen, there are, human dynamics here, and there are ramifications that go beyond just value. So if the Eagles did go in that direction, they would have to be careful with how they handled it. And there's a logjam as it is on the quarterback depth chart. But from a value perspective, I don't think it's something they can dismiss.
Would you think that the Eagles would be open to what would be the circus? Right? If they get Brendan Sorsby, any team that gets Brendan Sorsby, there's cameras everywhere, there's microphones everywhere. It would be the number one story in the national football, hell, in all sports. Would they be open to bringing on that kind of circus?
Isn't it a circus as it is?
Exactly.
They signed Michael Vick coming out of prison.
Yeah.
There's been, they signed Tim Tebow.
That's what I've said the Vic thing yesterday.
Yeah.
I think that's very obvious. They're not afraid of that.
Yeah, no, I think that's the price of admission for being part of the Eagles. So I don't think that would be the concern. I think it's more, first off, there's the question of asset allocation here, is that Sorsby might have been the second best quarterback in last year's draft. He might not be the second best quarterback in next year's draft. And you'd be using, if you draft the supplemental draft, you're using next year's pick, right? And so it's supposed to be a deep quarterback draft class. You can spend a lot more time with the prospects than you would in a supplemental situation. But from a value perspective, if you like the player, you're not worried about the circus.
With this team is now in this soft period that now you get this little time when everybody gets a little bit of a break. Hopefully you're going to get a little bit of time down with that beautiful family of yours too.
Thank you.
That where this team is sitting, you feel better right now about where this team's sitting than you did when they walked off the field against the 49ers, as far as just how you feel about maybe the overall psyche, the overall vibe? How you feeling?
Well, it's a fair question. I think the vibe's much stronger. I don't know how to measure that. There's no data, but I think there's the vibes have been good this spring. And as far as how I feel about the prospects of the team, that's a different question. I think they have a high floor because of this defense. This defense is going to be outstanding, not just good. They're going to be outstanding. The personnel they're loaded personnel-wise. They're in the third-year Fangio scheme. Defense like this is going to raise the floor for the team. I can't tell you how this offense is going to be. Sean Mannion, the reviews have been terrific. Behind the scenes, publicly, you're hearing and seeing good things. But he hasn't done this before. They traded A.J. Brown. I don't know how this wide receiver core and this passing game is going to look. There are offensive linemen coming off injuries who need to show that they can play at a high level. There are questions about this offense, and I think they're valid questions about this offense. This group was bottom half of the league last year. Are they going to be a top 10 offense this year after trading A.J. Brown and by bringing in Sean Mannion? Healthy offensive line, Mekhi Lemon at it. It's hard to say that. So I think the vibes are strong. I think this is a team that they've kind of moved past the shadow that was looming with the A.J. Brown situation. But there are a lot of questions about this offense going into the season.
Zach Berman of The Athletic. There was an Athletic piece yesterday that got our attention, got yours as well. I saw that you retweeted it on your timeline from Mike Silver, the one-on-one with Nick Sirianni. Great. Nick Sirianni says, I am who I am. I'm not going to change. What really got us talking this morning was what Saquon Barkley had to say, and it's saying he doesn't understand why Nick Sirianni doesn't get more credit or more respect. I talked about it this morning. It's not hard to figure out why, right? Vic Fangio runs the defense, and we know about the coordinators. Do they have a good one? They win. If they don't, they lose.
Mm-hmm.
You're embedded with the team. What does Nick Sirianni do well that maybe people on the outside don't know that Saquon Barkley's going, you guys don't know what you're talking about?
Yeah, I think getting these guys ready to play. I think, the resilience that they've kind of demonstrated. I mean, for double-digit win seasons, 5 playoff appearances. The record speaks for himself. Like, if you're critical of Nick Sirianni, you're not pointing to the record. You're not pointing to the numbers. You're pointing to more anecdotal things, whether it's sideline demeanor or changes on the coaching staff. But no, I think that the players see authenticity. And I will say this. I think Nick can show more public authenticity. I think earlier in his career he showed that more. There's a reason why players really like him. People in the building really like him. He's a very likable person. And I do think early in his coaching career, he was more himself in public settings than he's been in recent years. I think he's kind of gotten more by the book in recent years, but I've gotten to know him a bit away from, the press conferences, and he is authentic, and he's authentic in the locker room. And I think that I think players respond to that. Players can tell when you're a phony. Players can tell when you're authentic, and players see the authenticity from him.
Love it.
That's
Zach,
a great characteristic for a head coach to have.
Damn right it is. And Zach Berman, not only a great reporter, but a great writer. Check out the books Underdogs, The Franchise, and Leap Year.
Father's Day this week.
This weekend. Check it out.
Expedited delivery if you can get it.
Yeah, dude, come on. Just get Amazon Prime.
Dad
at this
likes
point.
books.
Do the 30-day free trial if you don't have it, and get the book this weekend. Zach, we appreciate the time, man.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
There's Zach Berman joining us here on Kincade and Salciunas.
That's good. It's good to hear that, and Zach does get to experience that part of it.
Yeah, like look.
And see part. You know what I loved is I'm speaking out of school a little bit.
Mm-hmm. What else is new?
Nick got the opportunity the other night he had the opportunity to sit in a box. He sat in the stands.
Okay.
I heard Johnny Marks and them talking about it yesterday going, boy, that's really interesting to see the head coach of the Eagles just sitting in the stands with his family. He had the opportunity to sit box.
Yeah, because the box, they run out of beer. The stands, you can buy as many as you want.
He sat.
Now, there's last call in the stands.
He just sat in the stands. And so I got that from somebody that he chose to do that. And then I had people who were sitting like seats away. And I was told, if you weren't a Nick Sirianni fan before watching him that night, you became one with just extremely how gracious he was with everybody, how wonderful he was with everybody, that he is a genuine person. And every experience I've ever had, I feel the same way.
I'll say this. If Nick Sirianni, and I'm not going to say had a clue.
He does.
If Nick Sirianni was able to run an offense, and I mean run it like for a season.
Yeah.
He would probably be the most beloved coach in the history of Philadelphia.
Absolutely. Like he's not as he's there's a lot of things he does, but there's a lot of things he does great, but we just don't get to don't get to see them.
Because the offense stalls out and he can't fix it, and you rely on the good offensive coordinator to save the seasons in Kellen Moore.
Yeah, thank you.
And Shane Steichen. If he could run an offense, let's think about this. He's got a fiery personality on the sideline. I know it annoys people, but in this city, usually this is the city that would welcome that, the fiery personality. People hate Rob Thompson for showing no fire, right? So Nick Sirianni, fiery personality. The one of us, right? You mentioned it. Sits in the stands, goes to the Jersey Shore. We love Jason Kelce for it, right? Jason Kelce, you could see him walking on Margate with an ice cream cone. It's not like Jason Kelce's hiding in some beach. He's got a mansion, I'm sure, down the Jersey Shore. But
no, he's in Sea Isle. There's no mansions in Sea Isle.
But he's walking along the boards, right? Nick Sirianni is kind of everything we want him to be. But because of the offensive issues, that's the biggest detractor from people having Sirianni tattoos on him. Am I wrong?
No.
Like,
you're not.
Think about his personality. I like the guy. It's just when the offense sucks, I go, yo, dude, come on, man, you're the head coach. Like, I need more out of you.
I think you're absolutely right. And I honestly think it should go above that. Like, even not being able to run the offense, I can't believe, I've always wondered why we don't connect with this guy more in this city.
Well, the thing is that because I don't think people get to experience it. Like, they don't get to experience it one-on-one and see what kind of a guy he really is. And I think I got to tell you, too, is that, though, I will also say I think he has his immaturity bothers the hell out of me.
But I feel like that's
in a lot of ways
relatable. Like, you should want more. Like, I should not want to be the coach of the Philadelphia Eagles because I would not do a good job. But if I'm whoever on the street and I'm watching this guy win an NFL game and be, like, yelling at fans, and then I think about how we act when we go to a game, I'm like, how do you not relate to that?
Because you don't do that as a head coach in the NFL.
Yeah, you look at it that
way. I don't look at it that way. That's how you conduct yourself. As an NFL head coach, you do not do that. You don't conduct yourself that way. You don't act like he acts far too often in his NFL career. You don't get into it with fans. You don't get into it where you don't be mouthing off. You don't be mugging for cameras. You don't conduct yourself like that.
Yeah.
He does. And he's one of us. There's a reason why he's not popular with his peers. He's not popular with a lot of NFL players.
You know We're not popular with our peers.
No one likes us. No one likes us. No one likes us. We don't care.
We sit and cry about it.
We're from Philly. No one likes us. We don't care.
Biggest lie ever told. Biggest lie ever told.
No one likes Nick.
Yes.
No one likes Nick.
All we do is care. All we do is care.
Coming up, speaking of Sirianni and Hurts, we're going to expand on this conversation of what is it going to take for them to get like the credit, but I also understand why they don't get the super credit. That, and we're going to end a conversation regarding a player that the Phillies may want or that you guys want next. It's over here on The Fanatic.
Oh, it's not over with the world's biggest soccer tournament. That's arrived, and you could trade the entire tournament right on Kalshi. On Kalshi, you could trade every single match from the opening stage all the way to the final, including the great matches that are here in Philadelphia that you might be going to live. Now, the next one we got on Friday, it's a bit of a mismatch with Haiti taking on Brazil. But we saw some interesting draws in the group stage already. Haiti is currently trading at an 8% probability to draw with Brazil, meaning a $100 trade will pay out $1,174 if you are right on that. Or maybe you want to go big picture. There's a lot of things you could trade on with Kalshi, including what continent is going to win it all. Europe at 72%, South America at 19%, North America, if you believe in the United States, 6% chance there. On Kalshi, the best part about what you're doing there is you're trading against peers in a live market. So that means there's no house. And as the probability changes, you can buy in and out of your position. So if Team USA wins their group and maybe you took North America at that 6% chance and it goes up, well, you could trade out before the knockout rounds even begin. For a limited time, download the Kalshi app and use code FANATIC to get $10 when you trade 10. It's Kalshi. Kalshi. Trade the beautiful game. 18 plus only. Restrictions and eligibility requirements apply. Event contract trading involves risk and may not be suitable for all investors. Prices, values, and available markets may differ from those mentioned. For more information, see Kalshi.com/regulatory.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
The Phillies cruise to another win. I'm Connor Thomas. The Phillies hammered the Marlins again last night. 8-2 the final. They jumped all over starter Tyler Phillips. All 8 runs were surrendered by Phillips, including giving up home runs to Brandon Marsh, Kyle Schwarber, and Alec Bohm. Jesus Luzardo also went 7 full, striking out 9. He only allowed 2 runs via late home run, so he was pretty dominant start to finish in his night. And Kyle Schwarber got a chance to talk with the NBC Sports Philadelphia crew after the game about the offensive improvement.
We knew the group that we have, and we weren't playing the way that we wanted to, but we knew that we had to keep coming to work every single day, and we knew the tides would turn. It's not just going to happen. That's a lot of hard work that goes into it, too. The be where we're at, it's definitely rewarding.
Game 3 for the Phils and Marlins today at 1:05 p.m. The Phillies look for the sweep with Andrew Painter on the mound facing off against Sandy Alcantara. There were some injury updates for the Phillies yesterday. Brad Keller was placed on the 15-day injured list with forearm tendonitis, but Trey Turner could potentially be back in the lineup today after missing last night's game with a right wrist contusion. The Flyers changed backup goalies yesterday via trade with the Toronto Maple Leafs. They acquired goalie Joseph Woll and Simone Benoit for Sam Ersson, Emile Andre, and a third-round pick. Both the NHL and NBA drafts are next week, so busy time for them. Danny Briere taking some time out of his busy schedule to join us coming up at 9:05 to talk about that trade and the draft. You're not going to want to miss it. I'm Connor Thomas for the home of the Sixers, Flyers, and Union, 97.5 The Fanatic and the Fanatic app. let's do that. Now, Andrew Salciunas has the day off today. It is not because of a clip that went viral from our show last week about Jalen Hurts. He's got regular vacation, but he was getting ripped because he said his number one question for the Eagles this year is about Jalen Hurts' performance at the quarterback position with the change in offense, Sean Mannion now taking over. What is your evaluation of that? Is that your number one question?
My number one question for this team this year would be if the offensive line can stay healthy and hold up. And it's not a very sexy question, right? Like, if the offensive line isn't healthy, we can't get Landon Dickerson and Cam Jurgens and Lane Johnson back to health. I don't care what plays Sean Mannion's calling. They're not going to have much of a chance. The offensive line has to be better. It has to be healthier. They've been the foundation of that team for so long. They've been responsible for so much success. We're talking about elite, all-time Eagle talents. So I don't say this in a critical way, but I say it in a way in which the offensive line has had to play through some injuries, and it's aging. And are they going to hold up and hold together? If they do, it's going to be a great season. If they don't, it's not. To me, that's where it starts.
The San Luquito piece that came out with Carson Wentz, and
yeah.
So there was a lot of defense of Carson. I guess what I'm saying is, independent of Carson Wentz, does it feel like the Eagles have Jalen Hurts' back after everything that's been put out there in the media and everything?
I mean, I don't feel like they've run the bus over him, but I do remember when the Carson Wentz article came out. They went into a damage control mode. I think they had Carson meeting with some reporters afterward to give his side of the story and clear the air. And I don't know if their reaction this time around is a result of that, like a byproduct of, do we really have to do this every time, because it's really not necessary, or if it's because they just don't. I don't think it's because of their relationship with Jalen Hurts right now. I don't think that has anything to do with it. I think that it's Philly. This is going to happen. Stories are going to come out. It's been coming out even before Carson. So you have different people in charge now too. It's not Doug Peterson and his crew anymore. So I thought Howie didn't do the greatest job of backing up Jalen Hurts, but I also didn't think he was rolling the. Some people interpreted it as that's messaging from Howie. I didn't interpret it that way at all.
With Lamar, it's changed. You're right. But he's won the MVP and he's never made a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And Lamar's not 25 years old. right? Josh Allen, as far as I'm concerned, needs to start getting criticized. Because if you're going to hold everybody to the same standard, then guess what? Josh, you haven't been to a Super Bowl. It can't be the team's fault every time. Joe Burrow took a terrible organization to the Super Bowl, right? So Joe Burrow, just by going to a Super Bowl, kind of gets checked off that list. It's like, all right, you're not in the same. No, like Justin Herbert. What are we doing here? Justin Herbert's not in this rookie contract.
Nope.
Justin Herbert's lost how many big games?
A lot.
A lot, right? Is it all his fault? It doesn't matter if it's all his fault. It doesn't matter. It's the quarterback. And Justin Herbert, how many playoff games has Justin Herbert won? Has he? Has he won one?
Didn't he just win one?
I think he won one.
I know he threw a bunch of interceptions in that one game against Houston. That was a loss, obviously. And I think last year he was able to get a win, right? Let me pull that up.
All I'm saying is, at what point do these quarterbacks start getting criticized? Lamar Jackson's fair game. He's not winning the big game. That's a good organization. Now they have a new head coach coming in, and I like Lamar. The dude just needs to get to a Super Bowl. Period.
He hasn't won one.
He hasn't won. Are you crazy? And when people talk about Justin Herbert nationally, oh my God!
This is Kincade and Salciunas, 97.5, The Fanatic.
8:30 here on Kincade and Salciunas, 97.5, The Fanatic. Need to put out is anybody else dealing with this call to people? My phone number has somehow made the list to this company called Airmaker.
Airmaker.
Is
it an air fryer or something?
It is for airline tickets.
Oh, airline tickets are great.
But for just flights USA to India.
Oh.
That's it.
Well,
okay.
Well, why were you planning a trip to India?
I was not.
There's not a Sandals in India.
No. I
can't imagine like maybe a worse spot to go to for sandals.
Yeah, I don't think they have one there.
I don't think they do. Sandals Iran, maybe.
So I'm getting calls.
Sandals Iraq.
15 calls yesterday I got from this company. 15. I'm not exaggerating. 15 calls, and it's different numbers. So it's not like I can just block the one number.
Well, wait a minute, though. You do like Indian food.
I love Indian food. I love it.
You do love Indian food. We've talked about this.
Yeah, I got a spot near my house.
How do you choose between the green and the blue? Like is it when you go in? I've seen the buffets. How do you choose?
I don't really know. I just know what I like, and I eat it. And
you eat it.
It's
tandoori.
Delicious.
Is that the
tandoori chicken's good? I like the lamb.
The lamb.
You
and my wife could
I like
eat
the extra hot.
You and my wife could eat that.
Yeah, it's like when you go to the Chinese restaurant. You got a couple go-tos and you hit those every time.
Yeah, I love Indian
now,
food.
by the way, you guys are. You have never had one, and you have never had one. Dutsy's, who was in, has never had one.
Well, he's like 12.
Okay, well, you guys have all never had one, but you two are like 12 to me.
Okay.
Because you've never had one. Because you don't understand the social media phenomenon that happened overnight. You have all never, ever tasted the original McDonald's apple pie.
Okay.
They're bringing it back.
How about that?
They're bringing back the original McDonald's apple pie for America's 250th birthday. Connor, when I tell you, you will want to house 3 of these babies.
No shot. Anti-pie guy.
Oh, yeah, I forgot
Always
about
have
you
been.
and pie.
Yeah, pie's delicious.
Not a piesman.
Andrew.
Yeah, I'll try
When I
it.
tell you,
I'm in.
the apple pie from McDonald's, which is probably terrible for you.
Absolutely it is.
Because it is absolutely delicious.
Yeah.
In its cinnamony crunchiness, sugariness.
Yeah, bring it on.
Delicious, scalding hotness.
And they're like this big, so you probably eat like 50.
No. They're good. Well, I don't know what size they're going to come out in, but they're bringing it back. It has not been available for 30 years, so you would definitely have never had one.
Bring it on. I'm all for it.
McDonald's.
You guys want to do a food drop?
Thank you,
Let's do it.
McDonald's.
I love it.
Thank
Bring me
you.
a McRib, too.
Bring me Mike Trout? Not happening. Story from Bob Nightingale this morning. Mike Trout is healthy, hitting, and happy to stay with the Angels.
Of course, because he just wants to win championships.
So in the story, he was talking about the success that he's having this year, because he is. Mike Trout's having a very, very good season, and for a baseball standpoint, it's great that he is playing and healthy. It's great. But he's writing the article and how he's going to make a return to Philadelphia this year for the All-Star game, because he will be an All-Star. But he's not going to stay in Philadelphia to play for the Phillies. Per Bob Nightingale, the reality, whether folks in Philadelphia or anywhere accept it or not, Trout and his family of 4 are quite comfortable in South California and aren't going anywhere. He's not asking for a trade, and Angels owner Art Moreno has no interest in trading him. And with $140 million still remaining on his contract after this season, opposing GMs don't even bother calling.
How does that make you, honestly, when you look at it, how does that make you look at Mike Trout?
Yeah, I've always had that opinion that he's very happy and content.
He's just happy to cash a huge paycheck and play with absolutely nothing to play for and no pressure.
Yeah, at one point.
He's playing just to make a huge paycheck. He never wants to have pressure on him. He never wants to compete for anything. His legacy in baseball, other than stat compilation, means nothing to him.
Yeah, it seems like it's going to be.
And don't tell me about loyalty to the
This is what
Angels.
I accomplished.
Yes, that's what it is. It's all that matters.
Angels GM Perry Minasian?
I don't know.
Minasian? It's Minasian. He tells USA Today he definitely wants to win. He's a winning person in all facets of life, so he definitely wants that on the baseball field.
A lot of jokes today. Yeah, a lot of scoffing commentary.
At one point, when they signed Rendon before he hated baseball, you're going, all right.
No. They still had so many other reasons
They
to
had
believe.
Trout, they had Ohtani, they get Rendon. You're going,
That's different.
Wait a minute. They're actually the Angels, a team that usually doesn't spend a ton of money because look at the team, in the same town as them, kind of.
Okay.
The Dodgers, they're the team that's going to constantly push to win. You go, all right, look, the Angels are trying something here. And,
They're trying.
And then Rendon literally said, what do you mean I like baseball? I hate it. And then Ohtani.
One of the biggest jerks ever.
Yeah, he sucks.
Like one of the biggest jerks
And then
ever.
Ohtani's like, yeah, I like L.A., but I like that team in blue a little bit more because I know I'm going to win. And so, yeah, Mike Trout's not going anywhere. We can do this talk
So can we just,
all we want.
So can
it's over.
Can we just stop with it?
Yeah, it should be.
Like seriously, and
Good luck telling the fan base.
It'll come up again.
Stop talking about Mike Trout. And by the way, he never wanted to be here.
Yeah. No, he doesn't want to be anywhere other than.
He wants to just hide out in his mansion, count his money, never have any pressure on him, never compete. And I will never look at him as a guy that I'm never going to look at him the way that I look at other athletes. Never. I'm going to look at it as just, wow, you didn't want to compete, eh?
Yeah.
You didn't want to challenge yourself. It's interesting.
All right. So this Hurts Sirianni thing, where back-to-back days we're talking about, respect, right? Hurts, the story comes out that from Joe Santoliquito that Hurts' camp doesn't necessarily feel the love from the organization.
And
I get it. Like from their standpoint, I get it. There were stories that came out about Jalen Hurts during the season that I thought were just, why are we doing this right now? Who's talking? Shut up. And then nobody really came to his defense except Jordan Mailata, because Jordan Mailata, foxhole guy. And the same can be said about Nick Sirianni, where the guy, all he does is win, but there's still a way we talk about Nick Sirianni. I get a tweet from Timothy Applewood, who quoted me saying...
What a great name.
It's a great name.
It's like there's just something about it.
He quoted me saying, if he could run an offense, he'd be the most beloved coach in the history of Philadelphia, end quote. And then he says, man, his job is to run the team. A head coach's job is not to run the offense or defense. We as a fan base need to stop with this crap. We'll never have a McVay with Howie here.
Did his family invent the bacon?
Maybe.
Could you ask him?
I will.
The smoking process of the bacon?
I will follow up.
Ask him. He could be. He could be. He might be the heir to that.
Yeah. He follows up saying, you're my guy, Chunas. I'm not trying to be a D, but this narrative is annoying. And I get it. And that's why I say when Saquon Barkley goes, I don't understand why he doesn't get more respect, I can tell you why he doesn't get more respect. Because from the outside,
right,
you look at, he does literally nothing with the defense. And look, Sean McVay doesn't do much with the defense, I imagine.
No, he doesn't.
He at one point had Wade Phillips there. Like, Wade Phillips was the defense guy.
It's the first call he made when he got his head coaching job.
Yeah, it was
first
Wade
call
Phillips.
he made was beg Wade Phillips to come and be his DC.
The problem is, and to me, this is where I'll respond to you. When the offense is struggling, you turn to your leader, and you turn to the guy that has an offensive background, and he has not been able to fix things.
Hadn't been able to.
That's why. You're right. His job is to run the team, and he does that well.
He does.
They've won every single year he's been the head coach. You're not wrong. He's won every single year.
But the thing is, Saquon's got to tell us more. You got to tell us more than they've won, because you could say that Howie Roseman has honestly given him the ultimate stacked deck. The best GM in football, gives him the most to work with. He's never gone into a season as the Eagles head coach without a top 5 roster.
Sure.
Top 4 or 5 roster. So what he's done is he's actually done exactly what he's supposed to do.
Yeah.
You know?
When we're talking about, like, again, the quote was below coach in the history of Philadelphia if you could run an offense. Let's think about Connor and I's lifetime, Johnny. The teams that have won championships. We've had 2 Eagles. Sirianni was the head coach of one. Doug Peterson was the head coach of another. And we've had the Phillies. And Charlie Manuel was the manager of the Phillies. In terms of, like, beloved, doesn't Sirianni come last of those 3?
I think so. Because he's also active. Remember, Charlie was looked upon as a buffoon.
Yeah. Well, so was Nick.
By a lot of people as he was. And then Charlie became beloved.
Yeah.
Because a baseball manager, honestly, it's hard to look stupid.
Especially when you have a formula that works.
Like, it's hard to look
Ryan
stupid.
Madsen, 7th
Right, exactly.
inning.
Like,
Bradley's
he had a way.
inning.
He had a way about him, and he also was penciling in. You're penciling in Utley and Howard and Rollins.
Sure.
And
Well,
Victorino
same
and
can be
everything.
said about Sirianni.
So
with
it's there's a lot more.
Yeah.
There's a lot more moving parts.
Yeah, football's bigger roster. I get
a
it.
lot more moving parts.
But the point I'm trying to make to Timothy's, it
is Applewood smoked bacon. Maybe
Yes.
he is the heir to it.
If Sirianni was considered the guy that did a little bit more, then he'd be the most beloved coach in the history of football. But when we talk about the Philadelphia Super Bowl 59 Eagles champions, we're not giving Sirianni credit within what? How many spots?
Oof.
Players, coaches.
7,
You're saying Vic before
8.
Nick.
No, you're saying Vic before Nick. Vic before Nick.
You're probably saying Kellen before Nick.
No, you're saying Kellen before Nick.
Saquon.
You're saying all the players, a lot of the players. Like Sirianni, does he come in the top 10 of, like, they won because of him?
He probably sneaks in the backside of the top 10, but, like, he's not high on
And
the
that's
list.
not fair to Nick Sirianni being the head coach of the football team. It's not.
It's not fair, and the thing is, it isn't fair on our part. And we're saying it. It's not fair.
I admit it. I admit that it's not fair.
It's not fair. We're not being fair.
But sometimes reality's reality.
Okay.
Jalen Hurts won Super Bowl MVP. He's still not the first guy I talk about when it comes to winning the Super Bowl.
It's one of those life ain't fair things.
Yeah.
Well,
Kinda
yeah.
is.
Yeah, but the thing is, there's levels to it. We need to be a little more.
By the way, I appreciate Timothy. So Timothy, he can get rough on people on social media. So his bio is, you're reading this because you a bitch.
Well, then he's not the Applewood smoked bacon family, because they would be more welcoming. Because Applewood smoked bacon
I
is
love you,
whenever you
Timothy.
see it, you want to get it, don't you?
It's a great bio. I love it. All right, coming up next, we've talked a lot about Saquon Barkley because of what he said about Nick Sirianni. I read an article this morning about Saquon's realistic expectations, Johnny. I will give those to you from the great people at Yahoo, and I wonder if you agree with them. It's Kincade and Salciunas here on 97.5 The Fanatic. All right. It's my turn. It's Father's Day. All right? Hey, honey, you listen? My turn. My time. My day. I get like 30 minutes during it, but it's my time. Father's Day's coming up this Sunday. Make sure you let that special father know how much they mean to you, how much that they're loved. Get them a gift that shows how much you care. Family Company Jewelers, Route 70, Marlton, New Jersey, has a great selection of Father's Day gifts. Check out their collection of hand-forged pocket knives from William Henry, chains and bracelets from designers Philip Gabrielle and Samuel B. And, of course, watches from brands like Movado and Citizens. Ditch the ties and gift cards this year, unless it's a gift card to Family Company Jewelers, and getting something different. I shot a Valentine's Day video months ago at Family Company Jewelers, and they gave me a little sneak peek at some of the new things that they were going to have for Father's Day. Like, even cool trinkets, like I don't use one. I do the eye test, but on the golf course, I don't have a ball marker. I go,
You don't have a ball marker?
Nah, it's right around.
You better get one by Friday.
It's right around there.
Get one by Friday.
I'll pick it up and move it 6 inches closer to the cup. they have really cool ball markers that have nice designs. So there's so many things to choose from. It's not just like watches. There's so many things to choose from at Family Company Jewelers. So check them out. Go to the store, Route 70, Marlton, New Jersey, or you can always shop online, familyjewelers.com. But I suggest you to go in person because you may have questions, and the team is fantastic. You may say, hey, I don't know what I'm looking for. That's what I did when I got my engagement ring. I had no idea. Shout out to Angelo. They take care of you. So check them out. Go to their showroom, Route 70, Marlton, New Jersey. Family Company Jewelers, South Jersey's diamond destination.
Herbert, what a great quarterback. What a great player. Even the one time we were talking about him on the air after he lost the playoff game, it was like, oh, that's the offensive line. Okay, sure.
Yeah.
But where are the details on Jalen Hurts? The only details we worry about are Jalen Hurts. Lamar Jackson gets a little bit of it.
You know the saying up the creek
without a paddle?
Yeah. I love how everybody's like, go get Mike Trout, go get this guy, go get that guy, go get Christian Walker. What the hell are you going to trade for him?
Well, then that leads me to my next question for you.
Unbelievable.
When you look at their top 10 prospects,
yep,
talking about the Phillies, Aiden Miller still ranked number 1, although he's hurt. And number 2, quickly rising up the ranks, is Gage Wood. Would either one of those guys be untouchable for you at this deadline if it meant you could get that impact outfielder? Would you trade Gage Wood? Would you trade Aiden Miller? Because here's where I am, Ricky, before you answer.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very concerned about the future of the Philadelphia Phillies, right? I'm very concerned that the farm system has been depleted. But at the same time, I don't believe it's going to be Gage Wood that's going to make or break this team 3 or 4 years from now. Because guess what happens 3 or 4 years from now? You got a lot of old guys on this team.
And
so you need to go all in now because it's your best chance in the next 5 years. If they don't go all in at this deadline and do everything possible to fix this lineup or fix the back end of the bullpen before Duran, maybe even get another starter, you're not going to win a World Series. And if you don't win a World Series this season, there could be a lockout next year. You might not have Zach Wheeler in 2028. Harper's going to be 2 years older. Schwarber's going to be 2 years older. Realmuto's going to be 2 years older. Trey Turner's going to be 2 years older. Like, you see where if you don't do it this year, the future does not look bright for the Philadelphia Phillies, and you don't have any prospects that are coming to save the day. So it's weird because I'm not sure, even if they go out at the deadline and they get an impact bat in the outfield or they get another reliever, that they're even going to be good enough to beat the Dodgers at that point. But I think you are forced, if you're Dombrowski, to at least try.
Back on the air here on Kincade Salciunas, 97.5 The Fanatic. Realistic expectations for Saquon Barkley? We'll get into that in a second. But what do we have on the Davis Honda text line, Connor? Feel the Davis difference. Check them out in Burlington. We'll update you on the Twitter poll as well, brought to us by Dr. Abaddon Appel and the team at Iron Mountain Men's Health. It's still strong. Even though it's 8:50, the poll can be strong for 4 hours. What we got?
Yes, it can. So Rich from Marlton checks in on that conversation we were just having about Nick Sirianni, and he says, people who run the best restaurants do not cook the food. Coach Sirianni gets it done.
Yeah, and again, that's why it's unfair. Like, it is unfair the way we talk about Nick, but it's also fair to have the perception. And that's why if Saquon Barkley ever wanted to sit down and have a few beers with me, I've seen him chug beers before. Like, let's go. You want to do a shot? You want to talk some ball? Two football guys, me and Saquon Barkley. I would say to Saquon, dude, from the outside, like, if we're ranking who gets credit for the Super Bowl season, Nick's gonna come.
How long down the list?
Yeah.
How long down the list?
Like, if we did a whole year, all right, not just Super Bowl Sunday because Jalen Hurts won MVP.
No, you do that whole season.
You do the whole year.
He's behind Vic.
Vic's probably number one. He took the worst ranked defense to the number one ranked defense in the calendar.
He's behind Vic.
Saquon might have a case for one as well.
Yeah.
Saquon is the closest. It's Vic or Saquon is one.
I would give the offensive line all five, not just because they're on the field, but they went into his office and said, hey, man, we got to run the ball.
But, hey, he also listened. So does he get credit for...
And I applaud him for that.
That's the thing.
That's coaches. There are so many coaches that say, no. This is what we're going to do. So to your point, he deserves a lot of credit for that.
That's a weird thing with Nick Sirianni, right? We want a coach that's going to be proactive, and that would be the ideal, right? Someone like a Sean McVay and Kyle Shanahan comes in, this is my system, this is how it runs, I'm creating this. But on the other end of the spectrum, like on the bad side, there will be coaches that don't know what they don't know, that won't listen to the people who tell them, hey, we need to change this, that won't give up responsibility.
Because they got hired for a specific reason. Let's face it. I'm going to say something that I don't think is controversial. Somebody will take it the wrong way. When Nick Sirianni first got here, he probably didn't want Jalen Hurts as his quarterback.
No, it was absolutely clear. I think the kind of offense he wants to run.
It's Phillip Rivers during his time with the Chargers.
Right.
Right? Like, that's what he wants. He wants a gunslinger, and that's not Jalen. To Nick Sirianni's credit and Jalen Hurts' credit, they've been able to find a formula that works. Question is, can you continue to adapt said formula because you didn't change anything last year, and that's why you sucked. Because you're still playing NFL defenses. And NFL defenses can figure out that you're doing the same thing over and over and over again. And so that's why this year is going to be a lot different. Well, hopefully it's a lot different. All right, Johnny, I saw this article from Jeffrey Knox, writes for Eagles Wire, but they're partnered with Yahoo, so it's on the Yahoo website. So, Jeffrey, this is an op-ed, right? Opinionated
so it's
piece.
an op-ed.
Jeffrey put what he is calling 3 realistic expectations for Saquon Barkley's third season with the Eagles. Would you sign up for this?
Okay.
Number 1 is the amount of rushing yards. He starts off by saying, we regret to inform you that Barkley probably won't threaten the 2,000-yard mark again.
Okay, that's fine.
I agree with you.
I have a floor.
All right, what's
mind.
your floor?
Connor, do you have a floor number? Connor, write down your floor number for Saquon Barkley.
Okay.
I got a floor. What's your number, Connor?
1,400.
All right, John's got 1,300.
So I mean, we're okay. Split the difference.
On how
I'm fine with that.
That's exactly the number my man Jeffrey A.
Are you
Knox
kidding me?
has.
We could group think this article right now.
That's incredible. That's exactly where I'm at, and I'd be totally fine with that. I'd be fine with 1,300. I'd be fine with 1,400. I'd be fine with 1,350. As long as he's in that neighborhood, I'm thrilled.
And it's and it's not just like, let me throw a number out there. He's also talking about how the offensive line he expects will be better this year, and with Tank Bigsby showing that he could do some things. Maybe you give Bigsby 5 carries instead of 1 like they did last year over and over and over again, despite him having good plays. All right, how many explosive plays do you think Saquon will have? I think explosive plays is
20 yards.
Is it 20?
20
yards. I thought it was 15, but whatever. 15, 20 yards. Same thing.
I'll go 15.
All right, Connor.
I was thinking something like 12 to 13 range.
All right, he has 20.
Holy moly, that's awesome. I'd love
Passing
it.
game's going to be part of that.
Passing can be a big play.
He's a little bit of jelly fingers.
Yeah, but you do a screen pass. And,
is it jelly fingers? What is that
No,
word?
Butterfingers.
Butterfingers.
Jelly might actually help stick,
Jelly
right?
fingers. Where's jelly fingers come from?
For receiving purposes,
he's not good.
250 receiving yards. That's not much. So that's
not much.
That's fair. Like, I think that's a fair number.
That's fair.
12 total touchdowns on the year.
Yeah, I got no issue with that.
I go lower.
I think that.
I know. I think 12 is a good number, but I think he's going to be maybe a little lower.
Is the tush push merchant going to steal his?
No,
his
because
touchdowns?
because their offense in Green Bay doesn't.
Yeah,
no, they like to run. They like to run their backs or do the quarterback first and goal from the 3. Give Jordan Love the ability to fake the handoff, roll out, do something.
He had 15 total touchdowns year 1 with the Eagles. He had 9 total touchdowns last year, so he pretty much went in the middle with 12.
Okay,
and then another Pro Bowl season.
Wow, I'm all for that.
Would you sign up for those?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm in.
Give me the pen.
Honestly, hey, here's a Sharpie.
Yeah.
I'll sign up for that tomorrow.
No, because it bleeds through the paper. I'm more of a fine pen guy.
You are. You're fine.
John keeps the Sharpie stock.
I do.
That's why he invests.
You know, Santa brings them in my Christmas stocking every year.
Yeah.
There you go.
Happy for you.
Love it. Thank you, Santa.
All right, coming up next. We talked about the Flyers trade earlier this morning. How about talking about it with the general manager who conducted said trade? Danny
that'd
Briere.
be good.
Danny Briere joins us coming up next, 9:05. Talk about the trade, NHL draft 9 days from now. And my big question for him is...
Rick Tocchet's shorts from last night?
This season's success, does that change the plan moving forward? Should we ask him about Austin Matthews? That comes your way next here on 97.5 The Fanatic. All right, let's talk about that FanDuel Sportsbook app. On the biggest stage in the world, FanDuel, in partnership with Valley Forge, is changing the game because sometimes your player gets subbed off and your bet goes with them. Now, if you had Messi to score yesterday, you're a happy person. But not anymore with FanDuel's Super Sub. Let's say you bet on, who was it, Germany that scored 7 goals?
Yes.
All right, you bet on a goal scorer for Germany. You bet on the big goal scorer for Germany. Who is who? You have that name for me? Yeah, exactly.
Heinrich.
I don't think he still plays.
Heinrich is his first name.
Kirk?
Heinrich.
He played for the Bulls.
He was a shooter.
Heinrich! Get out there and score the goals!
I don't even know if you're bull spitting me, but let's say Heinrich.
Score the goals!
Let's say Heinrich's the leading scorer, and they're up 7-1 or 5-1. He hasn't scored yet, and they go, all right, we're going to take Heinrich off.
Score the damn goal, Dukoff!
But the guy that subbed in for him scores a goal, you still get your payout. If your player leaves the match, your bet continues on with the substitute, so you're still in it until the final whistle. Visit FanDuel.com/local to get started. Let there be goals this summer on FanDuel. You got to be 21 plus and present in Pennsylvania. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
Going for the sweep. I'm Connor Thomas, and that's what the Phillies have today after taking down the Marlins again last night. Another comfortable win for them. 8-2 the final, and they got all over Tyler Phillips. All 8 runs were surrendered by the starter Phillips, including homers for Brandon Marsh, Kyle Schwarber, and Alec Boehm. And Jesus Luzardo went 7 full, striking out 9, allowing only 2 runs. Don Mattingly talked about him cruising when he talked about it after the game.
No, this was good. I think 21-28, first pitch strikes. A little bit like Wheels last night. We were able to score early, and from there kind of cruising along to the 1 inning there. He gives up the homer.
And the Phillies have been cruising in this series. We'll see if they can make it 3 out of 3 today, 1:05 p.m., the time for first pitch of Game 3. Andrew Painter on the mound against Sandy Alcantara. Some injury updates for the Phils. Reliever Brad Keller was placed on the 15-day injured list yesterday with forearm tendonitis. Trey Turner could be back in the lineup today, potentially returning from his wrist injury. The Flyers changed backup goalies yesterday, made a trade with the Maple Leafs, acquiring goalie Joseph Woll as well as Simone Benoit for Sam Ersson, Emile Andre, and a 3rd-round pick. And with the NHL draft coming up next week, it's a busy time for them. Danny Briere will join us coming up next to talk all about it. This update is brought to you by Mattress Firm. Need better rest? Let Mattress Firm sleep experts match you with the perfect bed at the July 4th sale. They make sleep easy. I'm Connor Thomas for the home of the Sixers, Flyers, and Union. 97.5 The Fanatic and the Fanatic app.
trade for Mike Trout? Should the Phillies trade for Scooble? Because you know what? Here, kids, the Phillies don't have what it takes to get either player. Spoiler alert, they don't have the quality of talent that it would take to get the two most sought-after players that could be available at the trade deadline. Now, there will be a lot of gas bags in this market. Hopefully they're not in this building that will tell you, oh, they should go get Scooble. They should go get Mike Trout. They can't get Mike Trout. Here's the reason. The Phillies have problems right now. Can they go to their minor league system and go get some top prospects? Somebody to call up that everybody would say, hey, this could solve a problem? Andrew was just talking about it. Hell no. It looks like the picked over shelves at a Giant the day before a blizzard. They got nobody. Nobody's coming.
First, let's hear what they got into earlier today on Kincade and Salciunas.
The Phillies went 8-2 last night, and there was a lineup change yesterday. And that, of course, includes one of your top 3 vote getters in the National League right now, Brandon Marsh, in the leadoff spot yesterday.
Oh.
Which was fascinating.
Are we going to see a different lineup every night, do you believe? Until Turner's back.
No, I would imagine the next time they face a right-handed pitcher, which is not today, you would see this again because it worked. Today they face a lefty. We'll see what they do at the top of the order, but I would imagine the next game where there's a right-handed pitcher on the mound, they try this.
It doesn't matter what order they're in. They're screwed if those guys can't even give you credible at-bats against lefties. They're not going anywhere anyway. So stop worrying about what the book tells you to do and just try something. Try something different. Be creative. And
so would you run out the same lineup today? You're going against a left-handed pitcher? You'd go Marsh, Schwarber, Harper.
I think I might, because I'm not going to sit there and go, well, what we've been doing all year has worked so freaking well. No, it hasn't.
The patience level with the Eagles offense, whether or not we will have it this season. The last couple of years when we've had this conversation, I've hated it. Like, I've despised having this conversation. This year, I'm actually open to having the conversation. This time the offense is actually different. Not only do you have the new OC, you now have a new wide receiver 1, same name, but he's got a new role, Devontae Smith, WR1. You now have a new wide receiver 2 through 4.
Now back to the show.
Yeah, that's what we've been talking about today. We had Phillies, we've had Eagles, and we did mention the Flyers trade that took place yesterday, and we will be speaking with the general manager of the Philadelphia Flyers, Danny Briere, coming up in a few minutes. He'll join us coming up at 9:05 here on Kincade and Salciunas. Let's get a text in on the Davis Honda text line. We've had so many topics for you to choose from to answer to, both Phillies and Eagles related. What do we got?
So we have a check-in here. We mentioned this player earlier on the Phillies. Phil in Jersey just wanted to bring up Alec Boehm. He said, Boehm is Boehm, but that stuff in the beginning of the season is hard to overcome for anyone. Pretty cool to watch him start to break out of it.
Yeah, no,
That's
look,
how
we've all said that at some point he was going to start hitting the baseball. His issue that has plagued his career in terms of making big money has been the power, the lack thereof. Now he's on a bit of a power surge recently, like 1 home run a week. That's actually a lot for him.
We have some numbers from Jeff Kerr here, who says Alec Boehm, since returning from the 2-day reset on May 9th, is hitting .293 with 8 homers, 23 RBIs, 15 runs scored, and .870 OPS.
Yeah, batting average has never been his problem, and when guys are when guys are on base in front of him, driving in runs is not his problem. It's just when he hits the market, which he will this offseason, he is not going to get paid $300 million. He's not getting a 10-year contract.
He's not.
He's get. I don't know what the value of an Alec Boehm is. We talk about how there's no right-handed bats in Major League Baseball, but he can hit.
Nobody wanted to trade for him the last 2 years when he was a better player.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see what his value is like, but it is good to see him turn around. And look, it coincides with the Phillies' offense being much better as of late as well. All right, joining us now here on Kincade and Salciunas. What a fun season it was for the Philadelphia Flyers, making it to the playoffs, beating the Pittsburgh Penguins in the first round, losing to the eventual Stanley Cup champion, the Carolina Hurricanes. The GM that has been building this team together brick by brick, to steal their own term. Danny Briere joins us. Danny, good morning.
Hey, good morning, guys.
Danny, so you guys made some news yesterday making the trade. Any reason why it took place yesterday? That was kind of the biggest question that I saw for people online. Why did this not happen on draft day? How long had this been in the works?
I sorry to be boring. There's no no special moments. We just had been talking about it for the last few days, probably a week, and then trying to figure out how to make it work and switching a few pieces here and there to come to it. And yesterday morning was when we agreed to it and both teams decided to move ahead. There's no conspiracy theory here. It was just when we agreed to it.
It looks like a considerable upgrade at backup goaltender, and it's something where Sam Ersson did a nice job for you, but he came around at the end of the year. What are you looking for? More consistency over the course of the year? And what are we talking about? A 25 to 30 game guy or potentially more?
Hopefully more. That's the plan in this trade, is to protect Dan Vladar as much as possible. We asked a lot of him last year. I think he played 50 games in the regular season. We'd like to scale that back a little bit if possible. Sam was really good in the second half last season, won some big games down the stretch for us. We were looking for a little bit more consistency. And, also for both players, sometimes a change of scenery can be good. And I think Toronto felt the same about their guys. So, Joseph Wall comes in, we hope can really play in a tandem role with Dan Vladar, protect them as much as possible, give them some rest so we can keep both guys fresh. We feel they can both be number ones at times. So that's really exciting for us. And then in Simon Benoit is a big-sized defenseman. It's no secret that our defense was on the smaller size the last couple of years, and we wanted to get a little bigger. Emil is a fierce competitor and did a lot of good for us, but we felt for him to take the next step, it probably wasn't going to happen here with the Flyers.
Danny, you mentioned Vladar and you want to scale back a little bit next season. I know you would love to tell the world that you knew that he was going to be the exceptional goaltender that he was last year, the team MVP last year. But your first thoughts on Vladar when you first went after him and you acquired him, to what you saw during the season last year, where a lot of people said, where is this guy coming from? Who is this?
Yeah, well, look, I'm not a goaltender specialist. I remember shooting on goalies and could tell who was good or not, but from the top of the press box is a little tougher. It was a team effort. We relied on our goaltending coaching staff. They go out and, they look at different numbers and style and technical stuff. They're a lot more versed in it, so we relied on them a lot. And last year their target was Dan Vladar. That's the player that they saw in free agency that they really wanted at the top of their list, and I'm glad I listened to them because it worked out really well. And then this year there wasn't much on the free agency list. They didn't quite like as much what was available coming into July 1st. So they gave me a list of players they liked as far as trade goaltenders that were available, that we thought would be available, and Joseph Wall was at the top. So I hope they found someone else just as special as Vladar, and we'll be in really good shape.
Now, Dan, I'm going to use a betting analogy with you. Like you're sitting in Vegas. This is a year where in the first 5 rounds, right, you only have 2 draft picks, first and second, if I'm not mistaken?
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay. Next year, you got a lot of chips in front of you. You got a lot of chips. Should we expect potentially that some of the chips from next year may be used to help you get in more into this year's draft? And also potentially, do you see this offseason as one where, with some of that cap space that you now have, that maybe that is more being pushed towards next offseason, not this season, for as far as spending?
Yeah. So okay. So for the draft, it's possible. If there's a player we love that starts to drop in the 3rd and 4th round, it's possible we use capital draft picks of the future to move in. But I also don't hate sometimes being overloaded in one draft and then a little weaker in the next draft. We've drafted a lot of players the last few years. When we started about 3 years ago, we targeted our last 3 drafts as the base of our future, and we knew the 2026 draft we were going to use as capital to acquire players, and that's what we've done again yesterday with the trade. So unless there's a players we love, I think we're probably going to stand pat and try to load up next year's draft. As far as the salary cap situation, we've worked hard the last few years to set us up for this. Unfortunately, there's not a lot available on July 1st regarding unrestricted free agency. But there's a lot of players that are talked about, star players that are talked about as possible trades. So we're staying on top of that. If there's a chance to strike that makes sense, we're going to jump on that.
Let's talk a little bit more about that, Danny, as we're talking to Danny Briere, GM of the Philadelphia Flyers here on Kincade and Salciunas. Every general manager in all sports has philosophies, right? Like, I need 3 superstar players on basketball in order to win, or I'd rather have depth in basketball. I'm going to pay for the highest free agents in baseball, or I'm going to build my farm system. What is the Danny Briere philosophy where you go, this is what I think is best for the Philadelphia Flyers or any team that you're running? Is it going after superstars, or is it trying to build from within your organization?
Well, it's a tough question because it's got to fit, right? There's star players that fit, there's star players that don't fit. I mean, for us right now, one of the big hole, and we all know about that, is trying to find a number 1 center. They're probably the toughest player to fill. So what we've tried to do is build from within, and if we don't find that superstar 1C, maybe we can build it with a bunch of 2Cs. Our young guys are developing nicely. So I think you have to adapt or adjust to kind of what you have to start with, and make the changes along the way that slowly makes you better until if a chance has come, you're able to strike. So you got to leave yourself that possibility, and that's kind of where we're at right now. We're if it comes, we're ready, and we have the cap space, we have the assets. But if it doesn't, we keep building, from within with the draft picks, and because these guys are going to get better. It takes a little bit more time. It's a little slower that way, but we have a chance to build a really complete team where you don't have too many weaknesses that way. The other thing that's really important for us, when we started, we felt we needed to change the culture of the team and bring some hard worker, play a little bit to what the city likes and the way they're built here in Philadelphia. So I think we've given that to our fans. We have hard workers with guys that never quit, that are relentless, and that goes a long way. And that gives you a solid base as well to be successful.
And Dan, just so you know, you're going to be getting a note from my daughter if she has to return her Trevor Zegras shirt. So just be prepared. And if she uses bad language, she's 22. I can't control her anymore. So there's a lot of players that you brought in here that people have sort of fallen in love with a little bit, per se. They've enjoyed.
Yeah,
they've
that's
enjoyed it.
That's the exciting part, right? We're starting to see some of the young players take a step forward. Trevor Zegras was one of them last year, and I know everybody's worried about the contract. I'll be honest with you, I am not at this point. There's nothing that has shown me to be worried about it. We're slowly making progress, and I'm pretty sure something will get done at some point this summer. We want to keep Trevor here for a long time. So Trevor, Porter Martone, the way he came in at the end of the season, and we do have a lot of young guys like the Oliver Bunk who's coming, Denver Barkey and Alex Bump. So that's the real exciting part for me is these young guys are getting better, and they're starting to chip in, and they should be here for a long time.
It's safe to open your mail then. That's
that's
you're
good.
okay. Sounds like you're safe, Danny.
All right, Danny, a couple things. One, earlier you mentioned how you don't evaluate goalies and it's a team effort, but you knew when you were playing who was good and who was not, so you put yourself in a position. Danny, who was it when you saw them in net that you smiled before the game started?
Come on.
Because I was excited to play against? Or,
yeah, you were like, all right, I'm scoring the night.
Come on.
Yeah.
There had to be somebody.
Well, the one easier one, and he knows about it, it's my good friend Marty Baron.
Okay.
Which is incredible, right? Yeah.
I had a lot of success against him. For some reason, pucks would go in, and he knew about it. I think I was in his head a little bit that way. But there's other guys that were in my head. I remember, Henrik Lundqvist was a really tough goalie to face with the Rangers. So, some nights it was good, some nights it was a little tougher. But I was always studying goalies and trying to find some weaknesses that I could take advantage of.
Pretty amazing what Torts did. That was an amazing run that he had in the postseason, wasn't it?
Absolutely. And I think he was the right guy to come in late in the season like that. Fired his team up. I was happy with Torts, for Torts, sorry. The way, I wish he could have won the cup, but there's no hard feelings. He did us great work. He gave us great work here with turning the culture around when we talked about earlier, making guys work hard. He instilled that in our team. So we're very grateful for what Torts was able to give us for three seasons. And, it just felt it was time for a new voice. But there's no hard feelings. We were happy when he got the chance to go to Vegas and happy to see him having success there.
All right, last thing. Is there a dress code during the offseason for members of the Philadelphia Flyers?
Yeah. Did you see Rick's shorts last night?
Did you see the head coach of your organization?
Did you see Rick's shorts on TV last night?
I did not.
You have to. You have to go watch. And we'll look. I'll take it up with him. I'll take it up with him next time.
Danny,
he's on.
I compared it to a jockstrap when he was sitting in his seat at the Phillies game yesterday.
I think it looked like he was trying to. I think he's trying
a little too tight.
I think he looks like he wants to work at Hooters. I'm just gonna say. Look. I'm the exact same age as Rick. The men of a certain age, those shorts. A little out of bounds.
Yeah, but Rick looks like he can still play.
No, I think he's trying to compete with Rob the Bod.
He does work hard.
He's trying to compete with Rob the Bod, though.
He does work hard in the gym, and the players have to keep up with him. So he's a good example, but I don't know if he needs to show it off.
Yeah, just look it up and then delete your search history afterwards. Is all I'll say.
Jonesy wouldn't be caught dead in those shorts. Is all I'm going to tell you.
No, and if Jonesy finds the picture, he's going to give him the business.
It's out there.
It's going to be.
You know what? I hope that's taped around the facility soon.
I may text it to him. Let's just
Danny, thank you for the time this morning.
Thanks,
we appreciate it.
Take care, man.
Thanks for having me, guys.
See you, Dan.
Always a pleasure.
Danny Briere, GM of the Philadelphia Flyers. Had to throw that one.
Asking the important questions here on Kincade.
Well, you saved the best for last, yeah.
Keith may have already be getting that picture. Those shorts were embarrassing. Those shorts are embarrassing. I can tell you this, knowing Rick Tocchet at 19 and 20, and knowing Rick Tocchet down in Sea Isle City at 19 and 20. He didn't wear shorts like that when he was 20.
Yeah, it's the look these days,
styles changed. You got to adapt with the times.
No, Connor, no. Styles have not changed. He's my age.
Styles have certainly changed.
Styles have not changed. He's my age.
Connor, we're golfing at a fancy schmancy golf course on Friday.
No,
I'm going to wear the shortest,
it is not.
You want to do a short off on Friday?
You do not. Styles have not changed. He's my age.
I wear the chubby swimsuits.
Are you allowed to wear shorts at your club?
Yeah, you can wear shorts.
All right.
Golf shorts, sure.
I'm going 1960s basketball shorts.
No, that's not going to cut it.
Yeah, man.
You know what Duke's going to say? Get lost.
They're going to call me Daisy Duke.
Yes, exactly.
Now, apart from the shorts, something very interesting from that interview that I thought.
Get it back to
What's
sports.
that?
Well, I thought he said something.
I know Scott's here. I know.
I've been fighting all offseason talking about how this team is going to be patient. They're going to stick with the plan for the rebuild. That's what they've always shown us.
And that's what he told you.
Kind of.
Yes.
We heard something a little bit different than we've heard in the past, though. We're in position.
Yeah.
We might not pull the trigger, but we are in position if that player comes available.
You saw them take that next step.
The thing is, though, is that the deal is he told you he just got the cap fixed. He's not going to blow up the cap. But trades this summer, veteran players to come in here in a trade.
Yes.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying.
They're open to that, but it's not going to be Austin Matthews.
Don't forget,
it's not going to be the home run nonsense that you see from Flyers Twitter.
And don't forget, originally, the plan was this was the big offseason.
But he just, again, he just fixed the cap.
Right. No. Remember, in hockey.
Oh, yeah. This was supposed to be
but
a big,
all the teams re-signed their guys and extended their guys, and you went, oh, that big offseason is not big. It's like the Sixers got called with it a couple years ago. Pascal Siakam was going to be a free agent.
Oh, yeah.
OG Anunoby was going to be a free agent.
About that.
And then teams traded for them, and they locked them up. The Knicks traded for OG and then locked him up. The Pacers traded for Siakam. They locked him up. And then the Sixers said, oh, crap. Those were the guys we were going to get. And that kind of happened with the Flyers and a lot of teams in the NHL this offseason. So Andy Pucks is here to save the day.
It's the first time I've heard them during the rebuild talk about having the ammo to make that big move. Before, it's just like, hey, we're not focused on it. Now it's just like, hey.
Well, yeah, because he's not Sam Hinkie, where Sam Hinkie, like, the process would still be going on.
And they do. And they do,
still
baby.
Is. This is their year.
All right, coming up next. The executives that are under the most pressure ahead of the Major League Baseball trade deadline. Did Dave Dombrowski top the list by Buster Olney?
They got a good club.
We'll tell you next here on The Fanatic.
Hey, I know this. If Dan White and Associates has been in business for 4 decades, there's a reason. And the word's trust. Because if you're dealing with people's retirement and financial planning, they better trust you. And I know Dan and his crew, they are trustworthy. They have great people. And more importantly, they host these educational seminars throughout Pennsylvania, Delaware, and Maryland. So you get a chance to meet them. You get a chance to hear about their messaging. You get a chance to understand what they're all about. And then, if you are so inclined, you can then set up your own personal one-on-one complimentary no-risk consultation. You're going to want to do that because conversations about money, Dan White and his team, they understand it can be a little bit intimidating. So they try to make sure that it isn't. And when they make sure that it isn't, you're going to want to have a second conversation. So whether you're looking to just set up some financial guardrails and a plan for the future, you want to buy that bigger house, you want to pay for the kids' college education, they can help you with that. Or if you're moving closer towards your retirement and you want to know you're going to be able to afford it all, they can help you with that too. Dan White & Associates, these are the best people to talk to. Check out danwhiteandassociates.com on the web.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
Another rout for the Phillies. I'm Connor Thomas, and the Phillies took down the Marlins last night 8-2. Another comfortable victory for them. They got on Tyler Phillips early. All 8 runs were surrendered by Phillips, including homers from Brandon Marsh, Kyle Schwarber, Alec Bohm. Jesus Luzardo went 7 full, striking out 9, allowing only 2 runs. But it was nice to see the offense give some support to the pitching staff. Kyle Schwarber talked about the offensive improvement with the NBC Sports Philly broadcast after the game.
We knew the group that we have, and we weren't playing the way that we wanted to, but we knew that we had to keep coming to work every single day, and we knew the tides would turn. It's not just going to happen. That's a lot of hard work that goes into it, too. To be where we're at, it's definitely rewarding.
Now they can be in an even better spot if they can find a win in Game 3 and take the sweep over the Marlins. 1:05 p.m. first pitch for Game 3, and Andrew Painter is on the mound against Sandy Alcantara. Some injury updates for the team. Brad Keller was placed on the 15-day injured list with forearm tendonitis yesterday. Trey Turner could be back in the lineup today, potentially returning from his wrist injury. The Flyers, as we were just talking with General Manager Danny Briere about changed backup goalies yesterday via trade with the Leafs. They acquired goalie Joseph Woll and Simone Benoit. I can't put the same type of flourish on it that Danny Briere did for Sam Harrison, Emil Andre, and a third-round pick. Both the NHL and NBA drafts are next week. I'm Connor Thomas for the home of the Sixers, Flyers, and Union. 97.5 The Fanatic and The Fanatic.
with Lamar.
It's changed. You're right.
But he's won the MVP and he's never made a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And Lamar's not 25 years old, right? Josh Allen, as far as I'm concerned, needs to start getting criticized. Because if you're going to hold everybody to the same standard, then guess what? Josh, you haven't been to a Super Bowl. It can't be the team's fault every time. Joe Burrow's took a terrible organization to the Super Bowl, right? So Joe Burrow, just by going to a Super Bowl, kind of gets checked off that list. It's like, all right, you're not in the same – no, like Justin Herbert. What are we doing here? Justin Herbert's not in this rookie contract.
Nope.
Justin Herbert's lost how many big games?
A lot,
right? Is it all his fault? It doesn't matter if it's all his fault. It doesn't matter. It's the quarterback. And Justin Herbert, how many playoff games has Justin Herbert won? Has he? Has he won one?
Didn't he just win one?
I think he won one.
I know he threw a bunch of interceptions in that one game against Houston. That was a loss, obviously. And I think last year he was able to get a win, right? Let me pull that up.
All I'm saying is, at what point do these quarterbacks start getting criticized? Lamar Jackson's fair game. He's not winning the big game. That's a good organization. Now they have a new head coach coming in. And I like Lamar. The dude just needs to get to a Super Bowl, period.
He hasn't won one.
He hasn't won it. Are you crazy? And when people talk about Justin Herbert nationally, oh, my God, Justin Herbert. What a great quarterback. What a great player. Even the one time we were talking about him on the air after he lost the playoff game, it was like, oh, that's the offensive line. Okay, sure.
Yeah.
But where are the details on Jalen Hurts? The only details we worry about are Jalen Hurts. Lamar Jackson gets a little bit of it.
You know the saying up the creek
without a paddle?
Yeah. I love how everybody's like, go get Mike Trout, go get this guy, go get that guy, go get Christian Walker. What the hell are you going to trade for him?
Well, then that leads me to my next question for you.
Unbelievable.
When you look at their top 10 prospects,
yep,
talking about the Phillies, Aiden Miller's still ranked number 1, although he's hurt. And number 2, quickly rising up the ranks, is Gage Wood. Would either one of those guys be untouchable for you at this deadline if it meant you could get that impact outfielder? Would you trade Gage Wood? Would you trade Aiden Miller? Because here's where I am, Ricky, before you answer.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very concerned about the future of the Philadelphia Phillies, right? I'm very concerned that the farm system has been depleted. But at the same time, I don't believe it's going to be Gage Wood that's going to make or break this team 3 or 4 years from now. Because guess what happens 3 or 4 years from now? You got a lot of old guys on this team. So you need to go all in now because it's your best chance in the next 5 years. If they don't go all in at this deadline and do everything possible to fix this lineup or fix the back end of the bullpen before Duran, maybe even get another starter, you're not going to win a World Series. And if you don't win a World Series this season, there could be a lockout next year. You might not have Zach Wheeler in 2028. Harper's going to be 2 years older. Schwarber's going to be 2 years older. Realmuto's going to be 2 years older. Trey Turner's going to be 2 years older. Like, you see where if you don't do it this year, the future does not look bright for the Philadelphia Phillies, and you don't have any prospects that are coming to save the day. So it's weird because I'm not sure, even if they go out at the deadline and they get an impact bat in the outfield or they get another reliever, that they're even going to be good enough to beat the Dodgers at that point. But I think you are forced, if you're Dombrowski, to at least try.
trade for Mike Trout? Should the Phillies trade for Scooble? Because you know what? Here, kids, the Phillies don't have what it takes to get either player. Spoiler alert, they don't have the quality of talent that it would take to get the two most sought-after players that could be available at the trade deadline. Now, there will be a lot of gas bags in this market. Hopefully they're not in this building that will tell you, oh, they should go get Scooble. They should go get Mike Trout. They can't get
on Lowe's. You need details? Go to Bagster.com.
Went to read one article and found another. So we get to do both this segment. How about that?
2 for
It's
1.
all about the fighting Phils.
You didn't even ask me to help you with any big words.
No, I did it all by myself. Buster Olney wrote an article earlier this week.
Okay.
By earlier this week, I mean 1 day ago, yesterday. Saw it
One
today.
day ago.
MLB 2026 trade deadline, front office executives under the most pressure. He has 12. Where do you believe Dave Dombrowski falls among the 12?
If he's not top 3, I'm floored.
I'm going to say Buster is well connected. He's going to say like 6.
What did Bob Nightingale say?
That he was the safest guy in the sport.
How about he comes in at number 8?
Yeah, because he's safe.
He's safe, man.
Because that's because this Phillies organization has no urgency. They don't care. They don't care what we think. They don't care what we're about.
Got a good club. They were one throw away.
You got a good club.
One pitch away.
Good club.
One hit away. And John Middleton, the owner of the good club, said that 2 days before the season started. 2 days before this season started, where they came out the gate, what was the record before they fired the manager?
9-19.
Yeah, the good club thing. That team that has fallen short of expectations year in and year out has been built by Dave Dombrowski. Here's what Buster wrote. The Phillies are a big market team with a lot of resources, so there can be a healthy debate about whether Philadelphia is limited by a window of opportunity with a number of stars in their 30s, such as Bryce Harper, Kyle Schwarber, JT Realmuto, Trey Turner, and Zach Wheeler. But with Christopher Sanchez dominating and Brandon Marsh playing well, the Phillies have a really good team this season and should be looking to take advantage of that. I still think there are major flaws with this baseball team, despite how they've turned things around.
They have a terrible roster.
They have major flaws.
Major flaws.
And Buster brought up Scooble again.
What is he doing?
Dombrowski made a big move last summer in paying a relatively high price for closer Johan Duran, and now Dombrowski's professional peers are speculating about whether he might be the most apt executive to make another major play. Dombrowski has constructed dominant rotations in the past, and a big 3 in the postseason of Sanchez, Wheeler, and Scooble could look pretty good in October.
Are you kidding me?
Buster's he has said Scooble Phillies how many times now?
It's not
once a week.
Yeah.
Look at if you can go look at them. Go look at where what does it say for Anthopoulos? Where does it
he's
have
12th.
Yeah, Anthopoulos is safe, but it's is Anthopoulos is out for Scooble?
Yeah,
he's shopping for him. The Braves have it'd be like here. Anthopoulos opens up the briefcase and goes here's what I got. Dombrowski goes, here's what I got.
By the way, with Strider's injuries, they might be more aggressive.
No, they are aggressive.
Yeah.
The Tiger, and plus, they're looking at Strider, not speaking as school, they're looking at Strider potentially becoming the closer of the future.
Yeah.
That he's going to be moved into being a closer.
Those Braves making starters closers.
Because of the fact is that
they're worried
Smoltz,
about, so it's going to work for Strider.
I think they're worried about Strider after the 2 injuries. That maybe they got to do that.
Now, just to let you guys know, of the top 3, the Tigers are number 1, and I get why. Because they have to make the decision of, do we keep Scooble, pray, make the playoffs, maybe something happens, and we negotiate, or do we trade him because we don't want to be the Angels, who did the same thing with Shohei Ohtani, and they could have gotten an entire roster. Like, literally, the Angels probably could have gotten a starting 9 for Shohei Ohtani. And they didn't because they wanted to try to make the playoffs, and they finished with a 500 record, and they lost them to free agency.
Fair point.
So that's why the Tigers are 1.
Who's in the top 3? Who are
Mets are 2. Do they decide to move on from these big contracts? The Red Sox are 3. Just because, are they about to go on a fire sale and rebuild?
So it's selling teams all in the top 3 rather than buying.
Yeah, and then it goes Cubs, Giants, Twins, Yankees, then Phils. But still,
How about
Dave Dombrowski's safe.
How about, can I give you something that'll scare the crap out of you?
Please.
And
why not?
Dork Boy did this yesterday because of Ricky Batalico scared the hell out of me listening to Unfiltered yesterday. He was talking with Bill, and they were having a really, really interesting conversation about, the fact that what approach does Dave Dombrowski have to take because of the fact that there could be the lockout is coming.
Yeah.
There on December 1st, already create your show sheet. December 1st, when we wake up, there is a lockout. Baseball will lock out its players, and until an agreement is made, there will be no baseball. The Phillies, if there's a lockout, and next season could be in jeopardy. If they were to come back, Bill was making the case to Ricky is going, don't you have to be aggressive this year because you wouldn't be coming back most likely until the 2028 season. Do you realize opening day of the 2028 season, this is who the Phillies would have. 37-year-old JT Realmuto. 35-year-old Bryce Harper. 35-year-old Kyle Schwarber.
And before you continue,
35-year-old Trey Turner.
The years of the contracts remain. Like Realmuto would still have 2 years left.
And
2020. It doesn't go down one year because they don't play.
By the way, there is no team in baseball. No team in baseball that's going to be trotting out a 37-year-old starters in 2028.
But the Warriors in basketball.
Yes, that's what he
Remember
wants to
Dombrowski
do. And
said
that's because he found it.
the Golden State Warriors.
And by the way, we saw what they were. They sucked.
Yeah, they last
sucked.
Every year because they're all hurt and old.
Because but the thing is, that's what the Phillies are looking at. Like last week when I said the Phillies are heading towards bleak days, the bleak days are coming. They're coming. Because even if this team is headed towards old and declining, and there's nothing they can do about it unless.
Yeah, but 30s or the 40s are the new 30s.
Nope. Nope.
The other thing that I saw, I don't know how many years they've been doing this. I remember referencing this last year. Jeff Passan and Kylie McDaniel put together the percentage chances of a player being traded and then their destinations.
Oh, okay. They've been doing this for a while.
Yeah, I don't know how many years they've done it.
I've read it before.
They have 25 players where they do like the deep dive, and then everybody else is just mentioned. So I wrote down the times the Phillies were mentioned of these 25 players and the percentage and where they ranked. The first player in their ranking, the third best player that could be, second best player that could be available trade deadline, Byron Buxton. And the Phillies were the first team mentioned. However, the percentage chance of him being traded is 30.
Wow.
Because he doesn't want to be traded.
Because he's another guy who doesn't want to compete. He has the same DNA.
He's very happy.
He has the same DNA of Mike Trout. I just want my paycheck. What day's payday? That's all I want.
90% chance that Aroldis Chapman gets traded, but the Phillies are sixth. I'm not surprised. I mean, how much are you going to pay for another big bullpen arm? Like you
don't do that.
You already gave up a lot for a closer. Why would you give up a lot for? Your bullpen would be nasty.
It'd be cool.
Don't get me wrong. You have Chapman and Duran. Like, good luck.
Do they both get an intro?
Yes. Yes.
No.
They come out together, and then whoever's not pitching just goes back to the bullpen. Taylor Ward, Ray Dunn's favorite trade prospect, 40% chance the Phillies were the second team mentioned.
Do you not like that, or do you?
No,
do you not like that?
I'm fine with it. It's just
okay. When you say fine with it, it sounds dismissive.
He's got no power numbers this year. Last year he did. Last year would have been the year to strike, but the Angels didn't move on.
Okay, but
and now he's with the Orioles.
Okay, but you are you in or are you out?
Yes,
I don't know.
He's better than
Con, are you in or
he's
you
better
out?
than Derek Hill. He's better than him.
Yeah, I guess.
Like, I mean, it would be. I understand where like we would like something sexy.
It won't break the bank. He's I like him better than Austin Hayes.
Okay.
And it's a 1 year. Like he's a rental for the rest of the season.
All right.
For you believers that the Phillies are going to trade for Seiya Suzuki, I still don't understand why.
Why do they think that? By the way, two Cubs beat writers shot that down.
Yeah, I don't know why that's being talked about.
They were like, "Why is this being talked about?"
Neither does Just Pass, and he has him as a 15% chance that he gets traded. The Phillies were the 15 mentioned. Another Chapman, Matt Chapman. This one's interesting for the Giants, third baseman. So just throwing that out there.
Okay, now wait a minute. That's interesting.
But he only has 25% chance. The Phillies were the 16 mentioned. And then 2 straight players where the Phillies were the number 1 team mentioned. It's that season. 'Tis the season for Joe Adell. And then Jarren Duran, the outfielder for the Red Sox. I just don't know why they would trade for another left-handed bat.
Yeah, and he's not like a reverse splits guy. He's hitting 237 against lefties.
Yeah,
this year.
and you're not.
Or sorry, career.
You're not trading Marsh for him. You can't do it.
Boston's got to be selling though, right?
Yes. Yeah, they're selling.
Yeah, for sure.
But
they fired their entire staff.
Why
They're
would
selling.
you trade your lineup would have Schwarber, Harper, Marsh, Duran.
Yeah, you can.
Crawford.
But if you get a righty, you face a righty,
yeah, how many lefties?
You'll beat them by 20.
Yeah, well,
that's great.
Yes,
you face a lefty, you're getting perfect game.
All right, coming up next. So there's some Phillies talk for you.
Is it promising? Does that sound promising?
We're gonna have a conversation tomorrow about being stuck.
Yep, and we are.
Hopefully today's a different result, though. Andrew Painter on the mound. We get on the record next. Does he pass the final here on the Fanatic? All right, let's talk about that FanDuel Sportsbook app. I would bet that he doesn't. Just a hunch. Marlins have been struggling offensively the first 2 games. Sometimes the third day is the good one. Getaway day. It's an afternoon day. Let's go back home. Let's beat the crap out of the pitcher that's been struggling. So I would not bet that Andrew Painter passes the final today. But we're talking soccer. Biggest stage of the world. FanDuel in partnership with the Valley Forge is changing the game because sometimes when you watch soccer, your player gets subbed off. And it's usually when the team's up a couple goals and you're like, all right, or it's that last second, we need that burst of speed. You look at me breaking down soccer. Well,
at least you didn't say footy.
When your player gets subbed off, well, your bet's over. But not anymore. With FanDuel Super Sub, if your player is subbed out, your bet stays in. That's right. If your player leaves the match, your bet continues on with whoever the player is that takes over. So you're still in the game until the final whistle. So you could be watching one of these teams that scores a lot of goals against the smaller countries, and you're going, my guy hasn't scored yet, and he gets subbed out. Normally you'd say, no, I was 1 goal away from Ronaldo. He's still playing, right? From hitting my parlay. Well, Ronaldo's replacement could still score a goal for you. Dreams do come true. Visit FanDuel.com/local to get started. Let there be goals this summer on FanDuel. You got to be 21 plus, present in Pennsylvania. Gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Hall of Fame sports writer Jason Stark.
They're going to be shopping. I would think they'd be looking for this year's Harrison Bader kind of guy, but it could be any kind of bat. It could even be a left-handed hitter who hits left-handed pitching.
Here's the reason. The Phillies have problems right now. Can they go to their minor league system and go get some top prospects? Somebody to call up that everybody would say, hey, this could solve a problem? Andrew was just talking about it. Hell no. It looks like the picked-over shelves at a Giant the day before a blizzard. They got nobody. Nobody's coming to save the day from the minor league system. There is nothing coming to help the problem. So if you don't have prospects that are ready to come up and ready to help you at the major league level, how do you think you are going to be able to get one of the top pitchers on the market or top players on the market? Especially one of the top players on the market who has every opportunity in his entire career to come here and play and has rejected it. Could have found his way here on his own and rejected it. Would rather play in anonymity in the shadow of Disneyland. No. What is it is the Phillies don't have it. You know who does? The Dodgers, the Braves, the Yankees, other franchises who are contenders that are right now, by the way, teams that are better.
First of all, starting the tweet with sorry Philly fans. Like, what are you sorry about? Like, what do we need to be sorry about? Like, the New York Knicks fans who looked like absolute trash half of this finals, and I know it's not all of them, half of this finals doing the stuff they were doing in the streets, beating people up, doing all this ridiculous stuff. That, number one, we're supposed to feel good for them? Or how about the fans that came down to Xfinity Mobile Arena and they chanted bleep and bead as loud as they possibly could every single time they were in the building? We're supposed to feel good for them? And then even if they didn't do any of that stuff, even if they were the greatest fans in the world, we're Philadelphia. That's New York. New York looks down on this city. They've always looked down on this city. They've always accused us of being a second-rate city. We're supposed to feel good? Oh, but poor Knicks fans. They've waited since 1973, and if you don't appreciate that, you don't like sports. Get the hell out of here with that. I'm not going to feel good for these ridiculous Knicks fans. Do you think those Knicks fans felt good for Philadelphia?
Andrew, John, Connor, Kincade and Salciunas, Philly Sports Talk, 97.5 The Fanatic and the Fanatic app.
9:48. Couple minutes from now, Middays with Marks, Johnny Marks, Sean Brace. No Ray Dunn today? I saw Dutz.
Yeah,
Dutz is in here.
Dutsy is Ray Dunn.
Where's Ray today?
Another vacation day?
Ecuador somewhere.
Ecuador.
Another vacation day?
Maybe he met someone.
Wait a minute, wait a minute. The Brazilian girls were out and about last night.
That's true. That's true. Could have met a nice woman in her 40s. Nothing wrong with that. Oh, he's working with Unfiltered today.
Did you hear?
I like my beliefs better than him working for Unfiltered.
Did you hear Delco Price is Right yesterday?
No, I missed it. I love that stuff.
That was
They're so good at it.
Hilarious.
Was Casey Boyd again?
Yes, Casey was in for it. It was Delco Price is Right from Facebook Marketplace.
I love that.
And I was peeing my pants at some of the stuff that was available.
Yeah.
Including stolen merchandise.
No way, really?
Yes. Like a McDonald's street sign that somebody had stolen.
I love that.
And they were. It was hilarious. Great job. And as a real Price is Right person, I was able to win. I would have won 4 of them. Ray got 2 exactly right.
Wow, on the dollar.
Yeah, and they said, well, you would have gotten $100 from Drew Carey for that. And I'm like, no, you would get $500.
Oh.
You get 5 bills for that.
Well, Ray Dunn will be taking over Connor's. Oh, there's Casey Boy. Don't you have another show to work on?
Casey did really good.
What, is it a classic rock block that you guys got going on right now? Back-to-back Stairway to Heaven and Freebird?
Yeah, you know what?
You're in commercial.
He has to put out the rose petals so Peter and Stan can make it to their car. They lay out the fresh rose petals in the afternoon so they can get down to their cars.
Our buddy Matt Cord, who is now with WMMR, sister station, was with MGK, which is classic rock.
Right.
And there was a day I saw him in the hallway. I was like, dude, I've seen you like 5 times. He goes, yeah, I had Stairway to Heaven followed by Freebird. I was like,
there it is.
Oh, that's 15 minutes there. You're just off the clock pretty much. That must be nice.
Good club.
Speaking of clubs.
They got a good club over at MMR. Good club.
No, not the Phillies club. Dune Dame? I'm sorry.
Pronunciations have been.
I may just butchered your name, bro. This
has been a thing today. Pronunciations has been a thing.
How would you say Duneadaim? Dunedame?
Dunedame.
That's how I say. All right.
I guess so. Yeah.
I could be way off.
Dunedame.
He heard that we're golfing on Friday.
Okay.
He wants to know what clubs Connor and I use. Don't look at me as a golfer. I use 4 clubs. It's the ones that I can hit straight the most, and they don't go straight. And then he asked about handicap. I don't even know any of that stuff. So, Connor, go ahead.
Yeah, I play stock Callaway Mavericks, and I'm probably playing off of about a 15 right now.
All right. Yeah. I play damaged box good. I went to Dick's Sporting Goods. They had 1 lefty set left, and the box was damaged. They knocked off $50. I bought it.
If I was not at my place, I played around a 17 on most. Most places that I go, I play to around a 17 or an 18.
Okay.
Right now. And that has been plummeting, thank God.
That's good.
Because I've come off cancer, and it's been plummeting. And it's so good. But I play the Callaway. I can't remember. It's the newest Callaways because I hadn't had new clubs in 22 years. Christina got me new clubs after cancer.
That's beautiful.
And believe me, Technology matters.
Here's who I am on the golf course. I'm Garrett Stubbs.
You are such a fun guy to golf with, as is Connor.
Yeah, but Connor's also good. So Connor's fun and can hit the ball. I'm Garrett Stubbs. I'm there for the good time, the vibes. You had bad shots. All right, buddy. Let me pat you on the back. That's who I am on the golf course.
Connor's a lot of fun to play with, and there are a lot of laughs when we golf.
Yeah. All right. Will we be smiling, laughing, or crying today when Andrew Painter's on the mound?
Phillies are winning today.
All right. Are they winning because
no.
is Andrew Painter getting a W next to his name?
How about this? He gives you a Nola-esque where we go, okay, we'll take it. Start.
Okay, but wait.
A Nola-esque, we'll take it start.
I know, but is will take it good enough to stay with the big league club?
Yes. They'll kick the can down the road. They're trying to kick the can down the road. He may get out. When he leaves the game today, he's going to have given up 3 earned runs.
I think the Marlins attack and he gets in trouble early. I'm sorry.
I do not.
So this is a team, the Marlins, even though they're right around a 500 club, they're a team that could probably feast on fastballs right over the middle of the plate, just like any other major league club.
No, but they are a team that can do that. But they're not. I think it's going to be. I think the Phillies are sweeping today.
I don't think so.
What do you got, Connor?
I think he gets shelled again. He's shown us that he's probably going to give up 4 over about 4 and change, or maybe low 5, which is one of those.
You only say 4.
Only 4. You're getting sent down. You give up 4 runs today.
I'm saying. Well, now if he gives up 4 in 5 innings, then
brother, you
might not be.
It's going to be about location. It's going to be about all kinds of stuff.
If he leaves the game today and the Phillies are trailing 4-3 in the 5th, or the Phillies are leading 4-3 in the 5th, or whatever, or I don't think it's going to be as big a deal.
You've been questioning this guy all season.
No, I have, but I don't think I'm telling what the Phillies are going to do.
Well, I'm telling
not
you
what
they
I would do. Not what I.
What would you do?
But I would. Connor, he wouldn't even be here.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So if he gives up 4, you send it down.
I would have gone and gotten a journeyman back of the rotation guy.
Well, that's what they're going to do.
And I would have done it this offseason when you could have gotten any one of a number of 15 to 20 that were available on the market. But you gave a guy, you anointed a guy, a major league position. You know you need starters. You know going into a year you're probably going to need 8 starters. Most clubs. You're going to need 8. Maybe if you're lucky 7, sure. If you're not lucky 9, 10. And the Phillies go, oh no, we're good. We're good. Dave Dombrowski's tenure is just maddening to me.
Yeah, it's been a disappointment. I think he gets touched up. I don't think it's going to be like home run after home run after home run. I think it's just hit after hit after hit. Like if he has a line where he allows 8 or 9 hits, it just shows that he's not getting guys.
I'm feeling
out.
good vibes on the homestand.
They've already
got the first
shown
2.
Good vibes. They've won the series.
I think they're going to win this one, and then I think they take 2 out of 3 with the Mets. Bury the Mets, maybe. It could be really. Plus, you get a Sanchez Wheeler because of the day off Friday. You get a weekend where you're getting a Sanchez Wheeler weekend.
Pretty confident for a terrible roster.
Saturday and Sunday, you get Sanchez Wheeler, which is great.
It's a roster with
you're playing
with flaws.
Again, depends on who you're playing.
Flaws.
You're not playing the Brewers and the Dodgers. The teams you're going to play in October if you want to win a championship, you're not playing. You're playing the Marlins and the Mets. Big difference.
Yeah. All right. Does Andrew Painter pass the final? I say no. Connor says no. Johnson, I guess.
I say he's around.
He passed, but he didn't get an A.
This? He's getting another start.
Okay. All right, that'll do it for today. Middays with Marks comes your way next. Johnny Marks, Sean Brace. It'll be Brandon Dutz who's in for Ray. Ray will be doing Unfiltered today. He's probably sleeping off some sort of late night that he had yesterday. Oh, I forgot to text him. He told me he wasn't going to go out last night. I called baloney.
Yeah, I agree with you.
All right, everybody have a great rest of your day. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
Now on 97.5 The
52.